I think that's better. Come and get it. Come and get your comedy, ladies and gentlemen. There goes the Daverhood. Welcome. Welcome on this Saturday morning, November 30th of 2024. Can you believe we're almost through with the year at this point? Oh, here come the chickens. Doing it on my head. Oh. Doing it like I'm on my, oh, no. Ow, that hit me in the eye. This is not good. Try. Oh, almost. My wife is throwing chickens at me, just in case you couldn't tell.
that one grazed your head.
Oh, no.
It looks like a chicken catastrophe.
Oh,
God, sorry.
Yes.
They're all on the floor.
Fun for all of us. Here, the 2 days after Thanksgiving, day after Black Friday, Saturday morning in 2024, you're watching Dave's Gone By with me, Dave Lefkowitz, my wonderful and amazing wife, and Potato is with us. He survived Thanksgiving, which is kind of a major thing.
We did some potato chunks.
No, we went to a friend's house out in Bethesda, Maryland, where they always put on a spread. Both the two people, they have two kids, but both the parents cook like anything. They could both be chefs for restaurants. They're just marvelous in the kitchen. And so also people did a bit of potlucking and brought food too. We did not eat shark or anything like that. We did not have.
We have to tell the story of the day before your meatless bagel.
Oh, well, yeah. But first for the Thanksgiving meal, one of the interesting things is there's like a giant bowl of mashed, right? Which I was scared to tell all my potato friends, but turned out they instead used, no, they didn't. They used mashed yucca. It was perfectly good, a little sweeter than mashed, yeah. It was, they did it with cream of, how do you make mashed yucca? It was actually pretty good.
It's like is it like a yam?
I think it sort of is. I once asked a yucca plant, I said, are you like a sweet potato? He said, yes, I am.
Oh, it's a starchy flavored vegetable. So it's like a corn, I guess.
All right, so.
Cassava is the other name for
I
it.
thought cassavas were melons, but I guess you're right. No, it's more of it's a yucca thing. It was good. It was, I mean, it's not going to be replacing.
It's good for gut health, it says, and heart health and cholesterol.
Cool. So we have that. And also they did do turkey. I mean, a lot of the dishes were vegetarian and vegan. Not only is my wife vegetarian, but one of the daughter of two friends of theirs who was also there, she's on like, we thought, oh my gosh, she's allergic to everything.
She's in a vet, she's been a vet.
Yeah, tell.
Listen.
Well, no, I'm not exactly sure what the details were.
Athletes, but they were in a vet to give up sugar and gluten, and to see who did it the longest, and she was up to a year.
Up to a year without sugar and gluten? Good for her. It's like, fine, except I do feel that the desserts suffered from, a bit of overextend. Like we watch all the baking shows, Great British Baking Show and Is It Cake and and on a certain level, it's great when you replace certain ingredients in a dessert, and you make up for it because you can use other things that are sweet and so forth. But it's if you're making an apple crumble, apples with tahini and no sugar.
Oh, that had sugar.
It did?
Yeah.
Not just from the apples?
Yeah,
Not my thing. Let's just say not my thing. But they did make these little pecan pie tartlets that were not made with actual real flours, gluten-free flour. And
coconut milk, and I forget the other thing that was in there.
Yummy. Absolutely yummy. But then they did something else with pumpkin that could have lived very easily with it.
Like clotted cream.
I don't know. Why would you call something that you want to spoon onto a dessert?
Clotted.
What does that mean?
Why is clotted cream Turkish? It's called isn't kaymak.
What? Kaymak?
That's what it was. That's what we had.
Clotted cream isn't strictly Turkish, but it's a similar dairy product called kaymak is considered a Turkish food. The hell is it? It's made by slowly heating milk until a thick cream layer rises to the top. So it's similar in preparation. It's basically the same. So I don't know. If you didn't call it clotted cream, I think I would enjoy it.
But they said kaimak, and then you asked what it was.
And then they said clotted cream.
You shouldn't ask that.
Should we call it clotted kaimak? Which
And I thought they were
sounds like
saying
the worst
kayak.
orgasm ever. Yeah, but it was. I don't know. It just did. I'm not an enormous pumpkin fan to begin with.
What the heck is this memory on Facebook?
That's
10 years ago?
I don't know, but it's beautiful.
Okay.
So, anyway, but the food was mostly yummy. What were some of the other dishes? There was one with fish that was just great, and they did some with Brussels sprouts, and they did.
Like that with pomegranate.
Yes, yeah, they did one or two things with. I mean, they stretched themselves creatively. They also had a couple of people bring food.
Yeah,
which
with
was
rice.
nice.
They had rice.
Yep.
They had I think one was cut potato with something. It looked like
Kind of, yeah.
like almost soupy thing.
So no complaints. Gorged myself, as we all tend to do on Thanksgiving. So we do thank our wonderful neighbors for doing that. And that was my Thanksgiving. I mean, it was great. We went over to our friends. We stayed the evening.
Can you
but
change your name to Dave's Gone By instead of?
all right, let me do that right now. Hold on.
Don't get mad.
Well, we're just it's already up there, and I'm not sure how to do this while I'm
Okay,
on
forget it.
the air.
Forget it.
Yeah. And also, I'm not. We're not being joined by anybody. So today's show is me and my darling adorable wife. So, wait, where was I going? Where was I going?
All the food.
Well, oh yeah, but that's the thing about Thanksgiving, and it reminds me of Thanksgiving in the Northeast. Is no matter, it was always the day. Thanksgiving was always, you look forward to it because you had a long weekend, right? You have 4 days off from work. It was just, there'd be football on the air if you wanted to watch it. You could rest. You hung with family and friends. You ate yourself silly. It was all the great things that America represents, apart from giving smallpox to the Indians and that. So, but the one thing about Thanksgiving in New York or in Baltimore area and Washington area too, is it's always when the weather really turns.
Oh God, yeah, it was like the dead of winter yesterday. Oh, freezing.
Yeah.
Dark early. It was dark at like 5 o'clock.
Well, that's everything now. We're 3 weeks away from the shortest days of the year.
It was hard. You said I was like, what happened? We couldn't wear sandals.
Oh, no.
I had my Birkenstocks. Everyone was like, what are you wearing? I'm like, aren't you?
Because it was pouring the night before, and it was pouring in the morning. And it was just like, but it's this weird thing because we're geared up. Fall starts September 22nd? So we're geared up that by middle of October the weather's going to be this. But I look good. For once, I look good. But and
when does winter start?
December 21st. December 21st, Saturday. So we'll be on the air.
When does fall start?
Next fall starts on September 22nd.
Yeah.
Next year. So yeah, it's going to be the 21st and the 22nd of the year. So, but the weather stays nice. And what's happened in Maryland, at least since we've been here, is we get some kind of icky days, cooler temperatures and so forth. It's a bit of rain.
Look, when does fall end? November 30th, that's when fall ends and winter starts.
It makes no sense. Winter doesn't start until December. What?
It says fall ends on November 30th, according to the meteorological calendar, which is when you follow.
That makes more sense than December 22nd.
That's what you follow. You follow the meter. Remember, because you like all the weather channels, you're God,
Yeah. So this is cool. This is AI, so it might be hallucinating, but fall ends November 30th, according to meteorological calendar. The seasons are consistent, and each season lasts for 3 months. Well, they do that anyway. The exact date fall ends depends on location, blah, blah, blah. 89 and 93 days. The astronomical autumn begins around September 22nd. October. So it's like, I don't, what? I guess our regular calendar seasons, some are a little longer or shorter than others.
I think we're based on the Greco-Roman. I don't know.
Because wait, if we October, November, December 20, no, Now I'm lost. Okay.
Honey,
Summer runs
honey,
June
honey,
1st to
honey, honey.
August, June, July, August 31st. I don't understand this one bit.
Why don't Americans say autumn? We say fall because it's simpler.
That makes a whole bunch of sense.
Brits respond autumn because it's more regal in Latin.
Autumn. The autumn of my years, which I'm in. So the thing is, if you're in the Northeast, that
Here's
weather's
the
going to be
Farmer's
surprising.
Almanac.
Yeah, show me. When do the seasons start and end? Like, I don't know. I'm going to reject all the cookies.
Honey, can you
I
stop?
love cookies.
Can you stop this bit?
I didn't. I think of that.
There we go.
But you know that the weather is actually, the weird part is that November usually has some really nice weather. It's strange. We get days in the 60s and 70s. It's been a little cold in the overnights, but surprisingly beautiful, sometimes late spring-like weather. And then Thanksgiving.
Why are you lisping so much?
I have a canker sore.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful autumn, beautiful spring-like late spring weather. But then Thanksgiving kills it. It's true. It's true. Thanksgiving is the death knell to nice weather.
Oh, God.
We would go, my wife and I would go to my Aunt Esther's every year for Thanksgiving meal, right? My Aunt Esther lives about 3/4 of a mile from my mom and at that point my dad. And that was the thing. Every year we would go on Thanksgiving. She'd make a wonderful spread. People would come, lots of snacks all over the place. People would sit in the other room and watch football or talk around the table and just have a great, great time. But the thing was, that day was always horrible. You were always like waiting to get in the house because it was always pouring and freezing. and the week before, 3 weeks before, it's beautiful out. But Thanksgiving meant, ugh.
Who's the lady in red over there?
Her?
Yeah.
She's also in the magazine. I have no idea.
Okay.
I was thinking a pop of color. So I just grabbed a random picture of an old woman.
Okay.
Which is what I usually jerk off to. But thank you very much. And it happened again this year. Weather was gorgeous, and then Thanksgiving Day hit, and God reminding us of how terrible the Puritans were and what we did to the land. And it reminds us by saying, hey, this day when you're all running around, you want to be outside, you want to be shopping, or not even not shopping.
Yeah, but there wasn't terrible traffic.
No, there wasn't.
Maybe people stayed more local because we didn't have traffic at all.
Yeah. Or if they were flying out for family, went Wednesday.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, no, we were shocked. We were absolutely. Although my wife and I don't like driving at night, and I don't particularly like driving far places that I don't know. So we splurge. We take an Uber when we want to go to places, and we took an Uber to like southern Maryland, which was surprising, not affordable, but surprisingly affordable considering. And we do this, and when I was programming, and this is a great thing that Uber does, I've got to say.
One of my miniatures knocked over.
Oh no, that you don't have to use Uber, if you didn't know this, you don't have to use Uber that moment. Like, I need a cab right now, boom, please send one. You can go online and pre-plan. You can, just like a cab company or a car service, you can say, can I please get a car for 3 days from now, blah, blah, blah. And it'll sort of give you an estimate, not even so much of price.
Was the estimate closed?
Well, the estimate was about time. So I was like, well, we were supposed to show up for dinner time.
Oh, I get it.
And I said, well, if you leave at 4:30, it's going to take you like 2 hours, blah, blah, blah. And I guesstimated because that's so much extra time, it's going to be pretty expensive. So like, what if we leave at like 4:10? What if we leave at 3:50?
Yeah.
And there was a thing where it literally went from being almost 2 hours to being less than an hour and a half.
We had like only one set of traffic on the highway.
Nothing. So I assume it was cheaper and also much quicker ride. But of course, we got to our friends long before we were supposed to. No, that was the payoff. It was like, hi, we're here. Hope you don't mind seeing us an hour before you were expecting us.
But we watched the Macy's parade.
We did. What did you think of it?
It was just it was like a bad Broadway show with a lot of lip syncing.
Well, yeah, well,
You know,
yeah.
like it didn't like maybe people like it. I think maybe people watch it or attend it because it's a tradition. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, yeah. Well, did you watch it when you were a kid?
No,
You didn't watch it on the
no,
TV? Never, ever? You never
no.
saw? It wasn't Al Roker back then. I
I
forget who it
didn't
was.
watch the TV as a child.
Really?
No.
And you didn't go to, I mean, you were close to New York. You could have gone to, I mean, I did watch once. I never went to the parade in Manhattan to see it. No interest.
Yeah.
And then I would see, I mean, it's just kind of like things just coming down the avenue. Big deal. And now it's much more produced. I mean, they didn't have Broadway stuff back when I was watching in the 70s. It was just like, here's a float.
No, they did have dancing rats. I remember that.
Did they really? No, oh no. But even outside Macy's, it wasn't just there. You have commentators, and then and here's the marching band from so and so, and here's a big float. There was nothing to, and now it's suddenly like Jennifer Hudson's going to sing. Oh, and she stands and says, "Oh, Jennifer Hudson's mic isn't working. We'll be right back. Her mic is working," which means that the audio is yeah. I mean, I get it, but it's such a big. Everything has to be such a production.
It's a promotion just to get. I mean, a lot of Macy's were closing, so what I would do if I was Macy's was bring back the old floats. That would be fun.
If they could.
Yeah, they could make recurrent copies of the old
floats. Copies. Oh, I thought maybe in some storage bin there's an old Snoopy or something like that.
I like Snoopy.
I missed the Rick and Morty float. I remember when that came down about 15 years ago now. God. But what else was there? There was Pikachu, I think we saw.
We saw the Arctic fox. Remember the fox was walking?
Yeah, it was all right.
I think he walked before Santa.
What? It's only fun when somebody dies.
Oh, God.
Remember when Float like clonked into somebody and killed him? Well, yeah, he is. But it's a little more interesting.
Because then that poor family associates every Thanksgiving with somebody being clonked.
It's like, hurrah for the fun is the pouring dong and leave the casket here. It's like, God. So that was our Thanksgiving. It was pretty reasonably.
Is that an Irish song, honey?
No, that's Over the River and Through the Woods.
Oh.
Did you learn that one in school? No. To grandmother's house we go. No. Really? What did you sing on Thanksgiving?
Everything.
Oh, we had a couple, I think.
I think we sing on Thanksgiving.
Over the River and Through the Woods, yeah. But were there any others? We didn't sing Neil Young's Pocahontas, but
turkey.
We didn't do Turkey in the Straw. Gobble, gobble. I did have to play a turkey one time. That was one of the most it's amazing that I went into theater.
Of all things,
oh yeah.
Of all things, I would have you play a turkey. Would be like I would have you play like a bush rather than a turkey.
George W. or the father. No, we had a Thanksgiving probably in second grade or not even. And I had to, I think among a couple of other people, we were all just dressed as turkeys going, gobble, gobble, gobble. I don't remember my lines, but we had to go like gobble, gobble. We have these ridiculous crepe paper, whatever, outfits on, celebrating for a thing, for the parents to go, that's my son up there, who isn't actually retarded. He just looks like that in a turkey suit.
Were you naughty and that's what your punishment?
No, I was the best. Always tried to be the best student ever in anything.
I was supposed to be the May Queen. I was supposed to be the one who carried Mary in the procession. It was like an honored role. I could get to procession Mary. And then I was supposed to read because I always was chatty. So my grandmother made me chatty. I was supposed to read from the gospel. And then I got the chicken pox. And I was crying because I so wanted to do it.
You really wanted to do it?
It was so beautiful. Like I liked the blue, and the stuff. And then I couldn't do it because my mother said I would infect everybody in the procession. And she's like, you can't go. I was like, I won't go near anyone. She's like, no, you can't go.
And the girl who took your place, who did the May Queen thing, she got so nervous she peed. And Led Zeppelin wrote that song about it because it was just a sprinkling for the May Queen.
But I think it wasn't May Queen. I think it was something with Mary.
Oh, whatever. Yeah.
Big deal for you.
Yeah, pageants. Children loathe them.
It wasn't a pageant. It was a procession in the church, and it was like the whole religious thing. I
Wow.
didn't get to do it though. Maybe it would have changed my life. Now look at me.
Wait, did anybody ever play Jesus in your? Would it,
No
like
one
like
played-
do
no
a
one played
passion?
Jesus.
That'd be so cool to take like a 7-year-old and just like tie him up to a cross.
The only play I did was in preschool, was Lutheran.
Yeah.
I was Chicken Little.
Well, what was there a religious cast or was just the story of Chicken Little, the sky's falling?
The sky is falling. I think it was supposed to be listened to people, right? That's
Yeah.
the message, right? Of like, why you would do that with preschoolers? I don't know.
They had a moral, they had a fable. Grimm's fairy tales, which were
Maybe.
kind of grim.
For like 3-year-olds, what the heck do we know?
Well, that's the thing.
They
You're
told me
impressionable.
flap my wings and say the sky is falling. Then my neighbors were very conservative, and I was in their Bible school. It was like this very, very literalist religious group.
Yeah.
And then they made me. I used to memorize the Bible for toys.
Oh, so you would get
Bible
toys.
verse.
Yeah.
And then they had me play in one of the pageants a thief. And so then they told my mother, "Oh, your child's a thief." And my mother's like, "What?" And she got upset, and then she was like, "No."
No, she played Barabbas or
in the play, but you have to put that part in there.
Yeah, you kind of have to. Yeah, your daughter's a thief. It's like what?
Yeah,
never.
Great,
No klepto.
You know? Great, just
Yeah, but the whole never got into as much as I grew to love theater, of course, and acting and be a ham. When you're however many years old, it's just this thing you have to get through.
I don't know why they do that to people.
To show the parents, it's for the parents to take pictures.
Show the parents that the kids are doing something.
Yeah, being creative.
Maybe it's a fundraiser for the school because if everybody buys tickets, all the family's going to buy tickets.
I think for these things they just show up free for like an assembly.
Oh, really?
I mean, it was group work.
Isn't there like a cover?
No, right. There's like a 3-drink minimum because you have to get fucking snockered. And they water down the drinks, and they bitch at the lunch lady who's the waitress.
My John, you gotta be on the show. My John.
And they get all the lunch waiters to show cleavage, so they get tips. They do it right.
They get the janitors.
Well, it's a bouncer.
It's in the play. They start mopping the floor, and they have a fire drill.
The parents are vomiting more than the children. But it does occur to me, it's also that they'll teach kids.
Yeah.
Like they'll do Chicken Little, and then the same month they'll do The Boy Who Cried Wolf. So they really fuck up a kid's head because it's like, well, if you hear something, you've got to believe it. You've got to, don't disregard somebody that you think is, the sky might be falling. And then 3 days later in the same class, it's like, don't cry, the boy said there was a wolf. There was no wolf.
Don't lie,
so, yeah.
It's very hard being a shadow.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I wonder if Mel's related to this bald man.
If who's related?
Mel. He looks like he's smiling at him. They look very happy.
Yeah, we have a Mel. We have, of course, Melvin G. Mintz on the far right. Or it's my far left. That might be your far right. Next to him is the guy who was on the J. Moore magazine last month. I have no idea what his name is. Hold on.
It says it there?
His name is Dr. David Main.
Ooh.
David Main. There he is. I don't know that man, but his head intrigues me. And I love having his pictures on there. And then all these other things are just, there's food.
Well, and also the Mission Barbecue, tell them what the big excitement. Not only about the side, but yeah.
So Mission Barbecue, which is this recurring theme on this show. We live about 4 miles from a Mission Barbecue.
Probably less if we go to the one near school.
Near school,
yeah.
That one. Well, even that one is still 5 miles. There's just 5 miles in another.
Well, so if one is out or closed or something, you have a backup.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes.
Will you make it to the further away one, or
Well, we're going to the further away one today. Yeah. And Mission, because I love, I like my meat. I love meat. Meat, cooked meat.
Well,
meat.
You get meat side.
So Mission has had for the past month and a half their black plate special. You've heard me talk about this so much, but Mission's black plate special very often is meat. It might be a kind of a steak or something like that. But every once in a while they change it up. They do barbecued shrimp, which are delicious, but you get
or
like
maybe
8 shrimp.
salmon, or they've had things like
Well,
that.
salmon's on the regular menu.
Did
They
you
don't.
ever have chicken as the special? You had
That was the thing.
wings.
This past 6 weeks,
Oh, yeah.
they've had, and they were yummy. I kid you not. They had
Giant wings.
giant wings. Thank you. Yeah, can't think
Not
today.
giant, but they were called like extra large.
XXL
wings. Yeah, it
wings.
wasn't.
Smoked.
Here, give me your
Wings.
phone. I'll find the new one for you.
Yeah.
My eyes are so dry, David. I can't see.
But the thing is, much as I tried them once, they were yummy. They were delicious. A little overpriced, but that's the world. But if I go to Mission Barbecue, I'm coming for meat, and particularly Black Plate Special, which is a very reasonably priced, really delicious cut of meat that would be like $25, $30 anywhere else. So when they take away a meat for the Black Plate Special, I won't say homicidal, but I become depressed and crankier. But now, ladies and gentlemen,
This is a live picture from another part of Maryland. They took a picture of it. Well, you can have a side with it, David. Honey, you can have a side. It doesn't come with all that stuff. You should tell them.
well, it doesn't come with a beverage,
No.
right? Nor does it even come with the fries. You have to order those separately. You normally get just a little piece of cornbread, which is yummy, but I wish they'd switch that up. But here is the current.
What's that thing? What are all the things with it? Is that the cream corn?
That's gotta be the cream corn of it, which is a side you can order. Except they sent me an email for a free
Just
cream
look at
corn.
the next one and see what
Yeah.
it is.
The next is going to be what? Oh no, somebody ordered ribs. Yeah. So, but the current Black Plate Special at Mission Barbecue is smoked prime rib. I'm going to say those 3 words slowly again. Smoked. Oh! It flipped. Hold on. It doesn't automatic crawl. They have caramel bread pudding. I don't care.
That's the free side.
Cream corn.
That's the free side they're giving you.
Yeah, spewed upon with cream corn. Help a hero. Somebody help me. I teach teenagers. Somebody help me. We will be closed. No, not right now. Coming soon. Oh, they're going to open in Clermont, Florida.
Ooh.
Oh. Who the hell's that? Servant's heart. What is this? Maurice has a true servant's heart. Okay, fine. They're open in Pensacola.
When you get the Black Plate
Oh,
Special,
I will put that up.
click it.
Wreaths across America.
Here, give it to me. You talk about it. I'll find it for you.
Smoked prime
Oh, I got
rib.
it on the Facebook. That's where they're.
3 each individual word is wonderful. Smoked. I mean, I'm don't smoke. I'm against smoking. But look at
There's
it. Look at it.
something new on the menu. What does it say, honey?
There's something new on
This
our
is
menu.
from this is their Facebook, so we know it's legit.
Well, no, this is from 2019. This is their smoked pastrami,
I'll give it to me then.
which was really good. No,
Well, I'm in their Facebook.
smoked prime. Prime means something
but
good.
Look what's on there. It says prime time.
Yes.
Here you go. Oh, and it flips again. See?
Yeah, it doesn't automatic
Here,
crawl.
I
You
think
can't.
this one doesn't. That's
Oh,
it.
there it is. There it is. There it is.
The one.
There it is.
But I can't see the sides. It's the cream corn.
Well, the cream
What else?
that doesn't necessarily. That looks like mashed, or that could
Oh.
be. But they have their new side is called cream corn, and they sent us a coupon to try that for free. But cream corn, they give us cream yucca. I don't care. The fact is, smoked
You could look.
prime rib.
Here, honey, because yesterday you could message Mr. Barbecue. Just say, I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
When do you open? I'm bringing a sleeping bag. The second you open your door, I'm going. Don't make me break a window. You better open at like 11:31 so that I can get there and eat a fresh smoked prime.
Oh, some
Rib.
woman wrote, was it cooked? Somebody's
Well, prime rib is supposed to be pink. That's the whole. It's supposed to look like.
Honey, this is the cream corn. It's
It's cream corn. Oh, cream corn is never going to look beautiful. Cream corn is always going to look like dog vomit. As good as it might
Here,
taste.
it says,
Yeah.
Hello Holiday Specials. Mouth-watering prime rib,
Mhm.
smoked and carved to order. cream corn that will make you forget the canned kind, and plus buttery drizzled caramel bread pudding. 'Tis the season to dig in.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Here's their thing. Hold on one second. I'll pull this.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it so I could.
Oh. So, ladies and gentlemen, it sucks that the weather's changing. It sucks that it's getting dark early. It sucks that Thanksgiving is already over, right? But Mission Barbecue
Don't turn it. Don't flip it.
has, there we go.
It's prime time.
Mission Barbecue has smoked.
We could go after this. You could have it for lunch. Do you mind having it for lunch?
No!
Okay.
That's what I usually do. We just have a late lunch because we shop first.
We can have it first.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
First, and then we'll do other stuff.
What we can do is we can have
Let's see the
lunch
comments.
first.
The comments were,
Yeah.
oh yes, it's really good after Black Friday at all the mission. Thank you to our teammates across the country. Rah! That's I think.
That's a Marine thing.
And that says that looks great. Why can't you be open in Nevada? Somebody wants them to open in their state. And then somebody said, how much is it and can you change the sides? I can't eat either side. I've been coming every Friday and I was going to switch it up and go for the prime rib tonight and just seen this. Looks yummy. Unfortunately, I can't eat either of the sides that come with it. Can we substitute, yes or no? I understand, but unfortunately, I have complicated health issues. Please let me know ahead of time.
Thank you for posting on our Facebook page. Please tell us about your leukemia. Yeah.
And somebody wrote to somebody else, we need to go now.
Yes. That was me, probably.
No, is your name Kathy?
Online. It's my avatar.
A lot of people, except for that poor gentleman, or I assume it's like
health
health issues.
He could have health issues because he's eating at Mission 4 times a week.
Can't eat the sides due to health issues.
Yeah, he can have a prime rib.
Yes.
He can have a brisket set with pastrami. But mashed potatoes, nah, or
That's
cream.
right.
Well, I think the caramel drizzled bread pudding is. I'm sure it's good, but bread pudding is something you eat.
If you're worried about diabetes, I don't think that one thing is gonna.
Exactly, but oh my gosh! So Mission Barbecue is back with its meatness, and the thing is, you can get. They probably raised the price a little bit, but still you can get a $15, $16.
I mean, prime rib is something you have to roast. I remember, like a lot of the German restaurants and a lot of the diners make it.
Yeah.
You gotta roast that thing, and you gotta season it. It's a lot of work, you know.
Yeah, no, there's a local restaurant that does it too, most days of the week. But you pay it's $25, $30, and it's great.
I think that.
But certainly Mission's is good enough, and for what they give you and for the taste of it, it's fabulous. So.
Yeah.
I drool all the time now because I'm 60 and I have a canker sore, but I'm just like the mouth is watering, literally, full of water, full of salivary water, because I'm gland all over, because I'm gland all over, because I'm gland all over.
Why don't you have one of your shows from a Mission Barbecue? You could sit outside in the deck and just eat and have.
Nicer weather, yes.
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah. I certainly could.
You could do one when they change the Black Plate Special and just have a show on their deck.
Like the day they do it, because we could get there at 9. We won't even be open. We sit at the table. We do the show.
You could call it like for the Amy Winehouse Back to Black, and then that's for your Black Plate Special.
Yes. Yeah, I love it.
They keep bringing you stuff. Maybe it'll be like a buffet. We could try to.
We have to ask the management to
bring stuff,
help and do things.
Just bring your food.
Yeah. Yeah, they do have waiters there. They do have sort of servers because people sit at.
Oh, really? I think you gotta go up, order, and bring it. I don't think they have.
But sometimes they're helpful. Sometimes the workers there.
People clean up this stuff, but I don't think it's like a sit-down waiter kind of thing. It's like a counter, get your food and eat.
I am debating because I'll be teaching in the spring, but just one course, right? So they're always hiring at Mission. I would have such blood pressure.
I want to see if you have to be
no, you don't have to be a vet.
You sure?
Yeah, check.
Okay.
They have high school kids working there, or well.
Do you have to be a veteran to work at Mission Barbecue? I'm looking at the job.
Sure. I mean, I'm sure they will favor veterans. As a matter of fact, every job application I fill out will ask, are you a veteran, yes or no, or decline to answer. And I'm assuming anybody who checks yes is fast-tracked just a little bit.
And all the meals on your shift are on us.
Which means that, amazing if I'll do 7 shifts in a row.
Dental.
Really? Yeah, I'm saying they do decent whatevers. So I'm going to smell like meat for the rest of my life, but I've smelled worse.
I don't understand what they do. I don't get it.
What do you mean? Well, there's different jobs. I mean, they've got to get things out of the oven. They got to chop things up, serve it. There's people who tag it and say, this is for Joe, this is for Mary, this is for... No, there's stuff to do. They're busy. They're hopping.
That is true.
And then when it's time to eat, when they get their break.
If you have like a 8-hour shift, you could eat twice, probably lunch and dinner.
Yeah, if they do 8-hour shifts. But yeah, imagine that. Imagine you come there for lunch, you have the black plate special, and for dinner you have ribs.
You'd be doing on the cash register. They'd be like, "Sir, why is the register all sticky?" Like, beef sauce.
And after 2 Mission Barbecue meals, I'd be at the register like.
They're like, "Why are these napkins already dirty?" Be like,
ribs.
What's in your cup? Soda? Green corn. Green corn. Drinking gravy. Gravy drinking.
Oh. But that's nice. They make that clear. Like on your shift, you get to eat.
It does say that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, taste. I mean,
Because we were talking about this last week with throwing out food. The elsewhere thing about this person who was sued, or they sued a company for firing them. Yeah.
They ate a croissant or something, or some like a croissant like food that was going to be chucked in the hopper.
Yeah.
And you said the thing was they didn't eat the whole tray of them. They didn't take the tray. They just ate one.
One. And the company fired them.
Cornet. They ate cornet.
Right. Yeah, something like that. And the company fired them, and they sued the company. And the company instead was like, don't eat food again. Wait till it's in the garbage. Instead, he sued the guy. And they went away like $40,000 and got his job back. And an apology from the supermarket. Because it was like, you were throwing this out.
Yeah, but like you said, they had a policy.
Yeah.
I think it was called a cornet. Wasn't it called a cornet?
You mean the supermarket chain?
No,
I don't know if it was a croissant or a yeah.
Man who ate croissant and sued company. Canadian Maple Leaf?
No, that doesn't sound.
No. What is the croissant law in France?
It might not be croissant. It might have been a donut hole or oh wait, might have been. It was a puff pastry that they eat.
Lawsuit about worker who ate puff pastry that was going to be thrown out. They're giving puff pastry recipes.
They're very popular in England. They're sometimes made with cheese or potato or meat.
What are the most famous puff pastry types of desserts in England?
What's a corn dog?
Cake, London cheesecake, bread and butter pudding, Eton mess, Victoria sponge, mincemeat.
It might not have been a dessert thing. It was more like a corn doggy.
Churro?
Not churro.
That's okay. Well, we know what.
We'll figure it. Yeah, we can also watch last. By the way, if you want to watch last week's show,
not now though.
go to davesgoneby.com. davesgoneby.com. Actually, I can even find it. I didn't think of this in a very easy way.
No.
I still have my notes from last week's show, so I can find the elsewhere. I didn't think of it, but now I did. So let's see. It was wasn't a volleyball.
It was a cornet.
Was it really? It was Spain. It was a croquette. A croquette that was going to be thrown away from the deli section. And so, yeah. Anywho. Well, you're watching Dave's Gone By live on this Saturday, November 30th, 2024 with me, Dave Lefkowitz, my wonderful wife. And we're calling this episode Slam Dunk because it's been Thanksgiving, so we're very thankful for doing this show, for being here, our 969th episode of the program on this, which is the Meteorological last day of autumn. No last day of autumn anywhere else, but at least when meteors are talking to each other, and hey, we spent the last 10 minutes talking about Mission Barbecue, so this is a meteor episode. Get it? Get it? Meteor? Oh, this thing doesn't.
You need to get the whacker.
Here it is. That's what she said. Indeed. So, if you do want to watch our older episodes, just go to davesgoneby.com. We have our very first episode, our 101st, our 701st, our 901st episode. They're all up there. Whether they're the original radio shows that were audio only, or the last 7 years where we've been doing video too. You can see my hairline recede and turn grayer and grayer. It was only like a year or two ago. This was mostly black, and this was half salt and pepper. Now I'm whitening.
You look beautiful.
No, I'm like a toothpaste. I'm whitening everywhere except the mustache.
You look beautiful. You have beautiful head shape.
Thank you.
You look gorgeous.
Oh, God, thank you.
Even yesterday, someone commented and said they really liked your shirt. I don't know if it was one of the kids or somebody, but they would say, "Oh, David looks really nice in that flannel."
Oh yeah, it was
flannel shirt.
Oh, thank you, thank them.
You're snazzy.
Yeah, no, I look. As tragic as this is, I look better now than I ever have in my life.
When I met you, you had beautiful hair. Like, oh my God, you were like beautiful.
And it was just my pubes. But so davesgoneby.com for all the archives. You can also find our archives at archive.org, archive.org, which is this not-for-profit website. They got hacked in early October, and we're down for the count for a few weeks, but slowly they pieced the site back together, presumably with a lot more precautions and firewalls or whatever they use. So we're there. We have a channel there, the Dave's Gone By channel. There goes the Daverhood. So our interviews are there, or our full episodes are there at the Dave's Gone By part of the archive.org website. Also, we have our audio archives at castbox.fm. All our episodes, just the audio. So if you're on the go, if you can't sit here watching the show for 2.5, 3 hours.
On the radio.
So yeah, it's literally like listening to the radio again anywhere, because you can download it as a podcast on your podcasting device. That's castbox.fm. Either way, it's all the same material, the same stuff that you will find on davesgoneby.com, plus all the shows that we do on Facebook are, of course, archived on Facebook, so you can watch it here too. So yeah, lots of different ways to access the same crazy, pointless, ridiculous, lovable material.
No, a lot of people want to see like a past interview or
Yeah. I mean, we've had a lot of famous people on the show. A couple of infamous. Nobody really infamous on the program.
Oh, yeah.
But certainly famous people, semi-famous people.
A lot of award winners. I mean, I remember Carol Channing talking about, like, philanthropy. Like, a lot of really interesting.
Yeah.
The guy you had, the Honorati. So I don't want to tell him, but Honorati's the bad Italian. Like, so we studied. He's dead now, but he was Peter Schneider.
Peter Honorati is fine, but no.
Peter Schneider is an academic. He's dead, and he said, so what the nuns would do, they would name like Del Notte of the night, and Honorati. I don't know if Honorati was one of the names.
Oh, I don't know either. So in other words, if a kid was dropped off at the nunnery, not the orphanage, but like the local church, by a mother who didn't want it. Yeah.
What were the names of babies that were dropped off in Italy at the old convents years ago? Foundling.
Yeah.
Okay, so the names were Casadei, House of God, Colombo, Dove, De Dio of God, Esposito, Exposed.
Really?
Innocente, Innocent. I can't say this one. Proiette, Castaway. Sperandio, Hope in God. Trovati, Found. Venturini, Adventure. So there are a whole ton of them.
So, I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean, but somewhere in the family that has these names.
But I don't know if that's the one. It doesn't say that one.
Well, what does onorati mean?
I mean, probably it's honor, right?
Oh, that'd be all right. Yeah.
What does onorate mean as a last name in Italian? Anarchy, let's see. What does onorati mean in Italian? I keep saying anarchy.
Does it say?
No, it says anarchy.
Onorati in the USA, or in Italia. Let me see if I can find.
I got it, okay.
You have it? Yeah.
It means honored or respected.
Well, that's all right.
So I wonder.
Well, maybe that's sort of the opposite. Maybe it wasn't the kid that was dropped
honor.
off at the
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah.
the orphanage or the nunnery.
But I remember all those, like,
Yeah.
they would name them, like, and I thought it was interesting, right? And so all these kids would have last names, but they were really names that were, like bastardi. They were embarrassing.
Well, yeah.
I remember when Peter told me that, but that was Sicily. He studied Sicily, yeah.
Well, you know, also the joke, and it's been a while since I've told it, so I'm probably going to mess it up, but about the Indian child asking his father about names. And he said, Daddy, how do we, kids always make fun of my name. And the father's like, oh, son.
Baby hatch. There's the baby hatch where you leave the babies. I like that.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, so they're not out in the cold. I guess you can put them under, like a library book.
Yeah, it's cute.
You can deposit a child. So, so this Native American, we'll call them Indians, but Native Americans or First Nations, it's an old joke, it's a racist joke. We'll call them Native Americans, or Indians. So this Indian dad is talking to his son.
The same thing? Oh,
It's an Indian dad. It's Indian.
Are you having a stroke, David?
I'm talking like that woman at dinner the other night. No, but
I don't see that.
So this Indian father is talking this, and the son is like, Dad, kids at school make fun of me. What is a name? And the father said, son, we are Native Americans. The names are very, very powerful and meaningful. For example, like your sister, she got her name Moon Rising at Night because when your mother had her, it was right at midnight and the moon was just coming up, and that's how we gave her name. Yeah, but Dad said, no, listen. Your uncle, my brother, his name is Golden Spear in the Sun because when his mother was having him, the first thing she saw was this golden spear of her husband that was sticking out of the ground and the sun was just glinting on top of it. And he's like, yes, but Dad is a son. Let me ask, why are you suddenly so interested in your name, little two dogs fucking? See, I messed it up. I messed up the joke.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it says Italian citizenship. You were born to Italian parents, grandparents, or great-grandparents. My grandparents were Italian. They were Tyrolean.
Yeah.
You were born after a certain date. Yep. The Italian of citizenship comes from the mother. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You have an ID or passport. Yep. I have the birth certificates. They're going to come in.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, your grandmother was born in Italy, not your mom.
No, it goes up to great. It goes up to great grandparents. Yeah.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, my nonna was. Yeah.
So we can move to Napoli.
We can try to do it. I mean, that might be really good to.
Yeah. Just get ourselves a little pensione in.
Get a lawyer.
Well, that too. Yeah. A little bit of mind retiring to Italy, not Rome though. I don't think I could handle Rome.
You liked Venice a lot. No, you liked Florence. Florence or Venice? Which one did you like?
I love Florence, but it got a little boring after a while with the
Duomo.
fucking Duomo.
Meet you at the Duomo.
All roads lead to the. You never get lost. I mean, if we get Alzheimer's, we'll always know where we're. Where's it? Well, there's the Duomo. We're okay.
That would be funny. I mean, I had pizza every day for lunch. I live with Italians.
Yeah.
I mean, they're born in like Trieste, Trent, so they're Italian, Austrian kind of.
Yeah.
They're good enough to be Italy. If we get the stuff, we could see.
Yeah, we have papers coming from where we were living, and so once those come, we'll go through them, and we have the not that it's going to happen tomorrow, but at some point we can say, hey, my wife has Italian citizenship. Let's just do the under the Tuscan sun thing.
But we don't speak Italian, but.
We can learn.
I think Spanish gives you enough romantic roots, you know?
Look, if we were deciding to, I would take a Spanish class.
Why?
I'm sorry.
Why would you do that, David?
I mean, I was taking Italian class. Yeah.
Honey, that would make no sense.
Well, you said the roots are the same, so yeah, I would. But I would, wouldn't you? Just go and take a.
Yes.
In fact, when I teach, there's a woman finishing up
Italian?
just before I come in. She's teaching an Italian class.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, I would
I
love to
told
sit
you,
in. Yeah.
When I was in Philly, it was so terrible. There used to be a coffee shop. I liked it. It was like a low version of Pete's or Starbucks, like really low end, and they
Right.
had like cakes and stuff and sandwiches. So I would get there early on the train, like the metro from one part of campus to another.
Yeah.
And I wanted to sit somewhere in the winter, so I'd get a cup of coffee or tea and like a pastry, and I'd wait to teach.
Yeah.
And there was this gorgeous Italian man who was teaching this woman, quote unquote Italian, and the woman learned nothing. And then I realized she just like loved him, so she paid this tutor, and they would sit there and he would tutor her, and like everyone in the whole place would look at this gorgeous man, and she had no desire. She was like, like she had no way.
She just wanted to hang with him for an hour. All right, fine. Then no harm in hiring a young, big-breasted Italian tutor for me.
No, we're gonna get that man. I got his number.
No, did you really?
Oh yeah.
Well, you know what? You can teach both of us. He'll teach you some different things, but
I would like to. I mean, we'll see, but hopefully.
yeah, it's just a dream. It's one of those dream things. Italy might suck.
No,
They might have a fascist ruler
they
now.
have a lot more older people, so we have trouble getting some services. But
yeah, healthcare won't exactly be. Are they national health?
yeah, they are. They have NHS, which is the national service. Yeah.
All right. Well, great. And in terms of food, I'm there. If they have a barbecue mission,
I don't know if they have it.
Bitek, I Bitalone.
What do you call the healthcare system in Italy? So it's the Servizio Sanitario Nazionale, SSN.
All right, fine. It's got sanitario in the name. How bad could it be?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it means the garbage people do the actual surgery. It's like sanitation and liver removal.
Sanitary is health thing.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't it be salut? Saluta?
Well, it's the same root, Bobby.
So, yeah, it's something to think about. It's the old, if we win the lottery, we would do X, Y, and Z. The chances of our winning, since we don't play the lottery, are less than zero, if you will. But the dream, if I won $1 million, if I won $10 million, if I won $100 million, I would do this and this and this. So, there. I would just buy more potatoes, is what I would do. That's what I would do. So, anyway. You are watching Dave's Gone By This. We talked about Thanksgiving. I forgot about the soup. The chestnut soup.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the things they did at the Thanksgiving meal. And that rocked, man. You can make a soup out of anything, but they made this cream soup using chestnuts, pepper, I don't know, probably a little bit of celery on it.
Onion, and not clove. I forget what he said was in there. It was so good.
I hope it wasn't allspice, because it was just right. It was
just
wonderful.
Delicioso.
Yeah.
Chestnuts roasted.
What else? The other big thing that happened this week to us, because we live very, very quiet lives. Ladies and gentlemen, we used to have these back when we had a house in New York.
Yeah, of course.
Years ago, and they came up with this idea. It's back. And even though when we had it in New York, it lasted about 3 weeks and then died and we threw it out, still.
We can return it to Kohl's.
We found
You have the
this.
box, and we have the receipt probably somewhere.
Found that. Ladies and gentlemen, the toilet nightlight disco potty. Of course we bought it. It has 8 colors from your Protocol brand. It's a toilet nightlight. Now here's the deal. I thought when they call it disco potty, what I assumed was that it almost works like Christmas lights when they have the thing where the lights keep going, strobing and flashing and going color to color to color real quick. Doesn't quite do that. But what it does do, and when you do, is when you pass by the toilet or sit on or stand near the toilet bowl, the colors will morph slowly.
Where's your little ball of antlers?
My antlers. Oh, those are, I think they're on my desk in the other room.
Oh.
But we have it hooked around our toilet. So when you pass by the toilet, it'll turn deep blue, then light up in purple, then red, like a deep evil red. But then it'll lighten up, and then go white, and then go through basically the prism of color. What are the 8 colors? Did I mention them? Purple, yellow, blue. You don't really need yellow in a toilet, come to think of it. Blue, white, green, violet, red, and aqua blue. Saves energy, because, you really don't need a nightlight.
Oh, but you do have to sing disco anthems. That's the hard part.
You do, and it's made of splash-resistant plastic. And and bendable neck fits to almost any toilet rim. So what you literally hook one side down around the toilet. The problem that we've had with it so far is that if you walk by it too close or you put the lid up and down and whatever, it falls off.
Yeah.
And then you have to pick up this thing that has been sitting on the rim of not on the seat, but on the rim of the toilet bowl for days while we've been, doing what you do in the toilet.
Sometimes you miss, though. That's the problem. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So as we have that, we've only had this a few days. As this lasts for a week or 2 or 5, at a certain point, it's going to get crusty and yellow, and it's still going to be falling off the rim of the toilet bowl.
Yeah.
And one of us is going to have to somehow pick that up without getting tetanus and put it back on the rim of the toilet.
That's what gloves are for, honey.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it's quite a beautiful thing. It's a remarkably beautiful invention where it takes your common everyday bathroom and makes it special and makes it quite beautiful. I think so. Do you love it? Do you love our toilet?
Oh, yes. I bought it. I found it for you.
If we find another, we'll probably put it in a different toilet, maybe in the toilet in our master bathroom, so that at night when we have to go, we have this wonderful kind of greeting, this gentle, welcoming light. It's almost like you're passing out of this existence into another one, not just a bathroom, but a bathroom
it's a disco. It's a disco. We played music and we danced.
This ain't no disco. This is a party. This is a fooling around. Anyway, yes, we did buy, because we're susceptible to this kind of stuff. I so am. I mean, how do you not, the words, just like smoked prime rib, toilet, night, light. All 3 words.
Well, they say disco. Didn't they say disco?
They call it a disco potty. I wish they'd just call it a disco toilet.
I know.
Which would be even
they
better.
Should, but they can't say that because,
Right. Turn your shitter into diarrhea. Diarrhea. There you go. So that happened this week. And that's about it. But speaking of something that's an influence on this kind of humor, or I was already doing these kinds of jokes and personal stuff as a kid, as a teenager. So this actually came later. But we do have to bid a farewell, unfortunately not to a friend of the Daverhood, not someone who was ever on the show, but I wish. Jim Abrahams died this past a couple of days ago. Jim Abrahams, one of the co-writers of and the director of the movie Airplane, which is, one of the seminal, if you will, comedy movies of the last generation or two. I mean, just set the template for a scary movie. He directed one of the scary, or wrote for one of the scary movies too. Wow. He did, Hot Shots? He was a co-writer of Kentucky Fried Movie even before Airplane. So, I mean, really someone who absolutely influenced humor, leading to people like the Farrelly brothers, leading to people like the Coens, leading to people like whoever, the Wayans folks. So big farewell. Anytime you lose someone in comedy, it just hurts a little bit more, if you will, and you will. But it is 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time here in the Daverhood. I'm Dave Lefkowitz. You're watching the 969th episode of the Dave Scott Mind Show. Haven't even told you. What's going to be on this episode of the Dave's Gone By show? So this week it's Thanksgiving. We can never get a guest on Thanksgiving, so it's just me. It's just
we have the sloth walkers, the new ones, but you have no space.
No
to
space
put
on
them.
the wall. Yeah. Well, we'll leave them. We'll let them rest in their little packaging, and because this was so exciting with the disco potty. Plus, we have the.
Honey, will we go and I go to DSW and buy lots of shoes?
If you're happy, I'm happy.
David, will you get me blueberries because I didn't have any?
I'd love to.
What about making me another tea?
Yes, dear.
How about doing everything I tell you today?
Does that work? Somehow it's wrong.
What a wonderful idea.
Yes, we buy stuff. This will not make it with us to Italy.
How about spending hours and hours and hours in Antler Loft?
Oh, God.
Whatever you say.
How about,
What?
I don't know if I have
It'll
a
be
coupon
open.
for the free cannoli.
Oh, I have it's downstairs. Well, what about the free cannoli, dear?
Would you like to get a free cannoli and get your Mission Black Plate special?
Why didn't I think of that?
All right, so maybe this button has its
Do you
use.
want a lemonade for later? Should I make you that?
Oh, when we go, yeah, that'd be.
Okay,
Wait.
so say it.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, Joyce makes me fresh lemonade. We cut.
Remember
She's
that fresh
cut.
squeezed orange juice yesterday?
Yeah, that was
And
good.
panettone, which is okay, but I think
Yeah.
it's Italian. I don't like it.
I thought it was surprisingly good.
I don't like dried fruit.
Yeah. No, our friends, we stayed over
I'm gonna look and see.
after the Thanksgiving meal. They served panettone, which is this holiday cake thing that nobody really wants, but it's good.
No, it's not like it's like an Italian fruitcake, but I don't know.
Yeah, but it's more chocolate than fruit, thank goodness. There's little bits of fruit that are nice,
It's
but
a yeast cake. It says here. I'm not.
well, every cake is a yeast cake, isn't it?
I didn't know that our friend liked it so much because let's see.
Oh, really?
Panettone.
Mhm.
Let's see. I gotta make it loud.
Yeah, sure.
Ready?
Yeah, please.
Panettone.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I got 2 pairs of panettone on. It's cold.
It's from Milan. Christmas and New Year's. It's not my jam.
That's okay.
It's a sweet fruitcake.
It beats. Let's face it. It's better than fruitcake.
Well,
Better
then
than
it's
real
like an
fruit.
Italian fruitcake.
Yeah, I'll take that over like the dense kind of messing fruit
They
messier.
say it's from Milan.
Yeah. Well, you saw the De Sica movie Miracle in Milan. The miracle is that people eat panettone voluntarily.
We can send them a panettone for Christmas if they like it. They like it.
Good.
Now we
Yes.
know what they like. Yeah.
Yeah, we could have like a real good one.
Yeah.
I like that idea. Yeah. Because it was good. It was very tasty. I was not. They said, "Oh, panettone for breakfast." Like, ugh, but it was good.
Everybody has different palate of taste. Like,
Yeah. I have a cleft palate of
I'd
taste.
much rather have like toast with jam or toast with something.
I wonder how I managed before I had like all my surgery. How did I eat? Like if I ate like mashed yucca, would it just go through
No,
up
you
my face and
probably-
out my
you
eye?
Probably would have been tube fed. Because I met a
Oh.
Russian lady on the plane one time with a little Yorkie, and he had a cleft palate, and she had a tube feed him.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, she
yeah.
tube fed him.
Well, you know what he said. No.
He was
But-
very cute. I loved him. She made me hold him while she was doing something. I think she had to go to the loo.
Yeah.
And so, I'm sitting there. I mean, one time I held that. One time I held someone's baby when they went through. Another time I held somebody's service dog when they went through.
Nobody gives me any. They always go
I
to
know,
women.
Yeah.
Men, they're like, yeah. Well, you watch? No, I don't want you watching my.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leave my dog alone. With women, they'll be like, oh, could you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The baby, like what?
Oh, by the way, at least at this point, we're already an hour into the show. We're not going to be doing my old phlegm because I thought I would be coughing up a good wedge of
You didn't
phlegm.
do it on our vacation either.
I know, but yesterday I had a good one.
Oh.
Yesterday I had a piece of phlegm.
Where were
It
we?
was yellow.
Were you home?
I think I did it once we got home. We were eating lunch,
Oh.
and I started to look at it. Don't do that. So I was like, okay.
Oh yeah.
But it was
Because
beautiful.
I
It
was
was
trying to eat.
yellow. It was lumpy. It was very interesting phlegm that came out of my throat, or catarrh, really. So I started doing this a couple of weeks ago on the show because during the show I couldn't help it. I'd gotten up late and I hadn't gotten like my morning out that an old man would. So I had it on the show, and then we turned that into a segment to say, aha, I can read phlegm the way people read coffee leaves and tea leaves. And
Well, we learned they can't do it in Turkey anymore. Remember they were saying they can't read the tea leaves. I had my tea read, my coffee read, but now they're saying they can't do it no more.
You know, I had that done once with coffee, where she was going to predict this thing, and it's like something really what is going to burn your lap.
Oh,
it's
wow!
Like, she was right. She was absolutely right.
That's amazing.
Yeah, couldn't believe it. So, however, I don't feel like I have any phlegm lodged in my bronchi. So, unfortunately, not only don't we have a guest on this episode, we don't have my old phlegm. But I promise you, at some point, my old phlegm will return, and I will hawk up a loogie, and whether I visually share it with you, I will describe it, and we can discuss, and I can read it for your prophecy, the basic phlegm reading. But we do have Bunion Watch coming up, where I will show you the size and condition and color of my bunions. We also have Dave's Big Dick Dictionary. This is where the folks at Merriam-Webster's are kind enough to pick every day or a new word. And it's a way of promoting Merriam-Webster's dictionary. And they go on all the social media and they choose a word of the day and give you the definition and context and etymology and all of that. I think it's great. So my job is to take Webster's word of the day and extemporaneously just try and talk about whatever that brings to mind. So whether it's directly related to the word or kind of more tangential, it makes me think of this, which makes me think of this.
Yeah.
But it's a challenge of, can Dave talk?
Did you get the word?
No. That's your job. Yeah. What is the
I'm gonna look at it.
Webster's word of the day?
What is Merriam-Webster's word of the day? I bet you it's about food or something, because it's got to be post-Thanksgiving.
Tell me. What? Oh no, you're the ways you're so frugal. The word of the day. I mean, synonym for Jewish. There you go. Frugal. I can totally do that word. So a little later in the program, I'm going to talk for 5 minutes or so about whatever the word frugal brings into my mind. It's an adjective. Careful about spending money or using things unnecessarily. It's like, must you use 3 squares of toilet paper?
Yeah, but you don't mind spending money in Mission Barbecue.
Because I'm saving money by not buying prime rib somewhere else. Oh. Yeah, that's just me. It's what it is. Like, I'm running somewhat low, not really low yet on coffee. Like, I like Lavazza coffee.
We're going to get some today.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we are. But, I don't want to spend more than 50 cents for a homemade cup of coffee. So if I'm going to buy in bulk my coffee, I don't want to spend like 57 cents on a cup. And I certainly, some of these places, the Lavazza's like 98 cents per cup. It's like 22 cups for $21. Yeah.
If you go to Starbucks, it's like $5 a coffee. So yeah.
Well, but I'm saying, this is me. I am frugal. I am Jewish. I'm the child of...
I think for me, like, I was raised the same way, but my grandmother survived the Depression. So I lived with her, so she would say, like, she told me the phrase, like, give me your phone for a sec. Oh, yeah.
My phone or yours?
No, it's a phrase like, use it up, wear it out. There was, like, all these phrases from I remember the Great Depression. She told me the phrase.
Don't leave...
Here.
Don't leave over food.
Frugal, right?
Like, yeah.
Oh, no, that's
you want my phone?
No, keep your phone because you have frugal in there.
Yeah. Frugality.
Oh, give me a second.
Yeah, sure.
What was the phrase in the Great Depression about not wasting anything?
Not waste, not want, not.
No, it was, okay. What was the phrase in the Great Depression about waste not, want not, use something till it's used up and don't throw it out? Here it is. That's it.
Oh, I never heard
Yes,
that.
I couldn't
Say it
remember.
again. Say it again.
People were not able to go to the store and order whatever they wanted or needed online.
This is what my grandmother used to say: use it up, wear it out, make do or do without. That's why, because my friend says I'm not materialistic. This is why. This is what I grew up with.
Use it up, wear it out,
Yeah,
make it do or do without.
that was my
Wow.
grandmother. She always said, like, she's like, you don't need a lot of things. And then my grandmother was a pentameter operator, like a calculator operator. She taught me how to budget. So this was my grandmother. So I think it's not a cultural, like, Jewish thing. I think it's people
Post-Depression.
People who lived that phrase she used to tell me all the time.
Yeah.
We'll
I mean,
say make do.
Is use it up.
Like toothpaste. You go to the very end of the toothpaste.
I
you
do
roll
that.
It. Yeah,
I absolutely do that. Wear it out.
So like
clothing,
clothing, like for me, it's like when I tell you I don't need a new pair of shoes yet.
And yet there's already starting.
But it's like it's still good. Yeah.
Make it do. I guess make do, but make it do. In other words,
like it's good
it'll
enough.
work.
Like,
It's
not,
Or if you don't need it,
do without. Yeah.
I never heard that phrase, and yet we came from the same
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I have grandparents, great grandparents who lived through the Depression.
That's what my grandmother used to say, and I never understood it. I mean, I understood the context of it.
Yeah.
And it says during the Great Depression, money was this is FDR Library. Money was hard to come by, so people were not able to go to the store and order whatever they needed. In fact, there was no online stuff. They had to be creative in what they used.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And of course, people, not to mention the Depression, there was also World War II. People were on shortage. I mean, you couldn't have...
There's another one.
Yeah.
No country, however rich, can afford the waste of its human resources.
Well,
Demoralization is caused by vast unemployment and our great extravagance. I'm in the FDR Library.
Yeah. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Or if you're on a diet, waste is a terrible thing to mind.
But I remember that. You don't remember that, Davey?
I never heard it. Honestly, I never heard that phrase.
Mm-hmm.
But we lived it anyway, or I did. I'm probably more frugal than my mom and dad are.
Part of the frugality is that for me. Like, I remember my grandmother saying, like, I think I had a budget in grammar school. We had to write a budget. She did this elaborate budget with me, and like, I remember my grandmother and grandfather, like, he wanted like a Sony, like a dual cassette tape deck to tape things, because he would tape and make copies. Like, they would go to a music concert, then he would make a tape for his friend. Like, this was outdoor. It wasn't like bootlegging. Yeah. And my grandmother and him, they would talk about everything. Like, should we get it? What's the cost of it? Do we,
Absolutely.
And it was a very serious,
It is. You don't splurge, except maybe on something very, like 50th anniversary. Okay, you splurge. Birthday, a little bit you splurge. But, you don't spend money you don't need to, which is that is so me. It's not that I'm miserly, cheap, kind of whatever.
I think being frugal is different than, this is the mentality of scarcity. I think it's different. But
I am terrified of scarcity. I am petrified of, like, it's like today, you woke up, you had breakfast, and there were no blueberries.
Oh, I know.
We'll get blueberries today.
Yeah.
And that is part of your diet. You need to eat certain things.
For me, it's not like I'm upset that they're not there. It's that I need them because they're antioxidant and they're helpful for certain things.
But like, I'm afraid of running. I have half a carton of milk.
Yes.
But it's dated like 2 days ago. So it's like, what happens if there's a morning when I want a cup of coffee and we're out of milk?
You go to the store.
Like, who gives a... But for me, it's like, I need to get milk.
You used to have a can of Carnation.
We still have it.
Get the shelf-stable milk.
I have one in the...
So you're good.
But the fear of not having forces me. You call... I have certain hoarding instincts. It's the fear of... No,
Mr. Hoarder.
I'm not.
Mr. Hoarder, man. They call me Mr.
hoard
Hoarder.
these.
They call me Mr. Hoarder, man. They call me Mr. Hoarder.
There's a terror of not having what you want when you need it.
That's called life, baby.
Yeah, basically it is. I would get all these books, right? I would get all these play books, all these novels, and because if I could go to the freaking library. I could go buy a book for $20, but no. If I want to read the book, I've got to have it.
That's
I need
why
that.
I take you to all those little free libraries to make you happy.
Yeah, and eventually we'll give them all away, and we'll put them back in the whatever. And I've gotten over that. I've gotten over wanting CDs on the shelves. Because mostly I can put on Spotify, I can put on,
Remember Johnny
YouTube.
Cash, honey, or the song, the Hurt song, right? My Empire of Dirt. That's what
it's all Empire of Dirt. Well, food is not. Food, or having a roof over your head, or having clothing to wear and stuff like that, or having a car to get around in. You know, so the fear of losing those drives me.
Yeah.
Which is why I can be an asshole and be like, you know, I only pay 60 cents for a cup of coffee if I can buy it somewhere for 44 cents, which is ingrained in me. And it's not even that I was raised that way.
We won't have the black plate special. I'll make you a piece of toast at home.
The black plate special was a
I'll
bargain.
make you a piece of toast at home with the little soy sauce. That's
the whole point of the black plate special
was
was $25. I wouldn't get it.
We're gonna get you a little piece of toast with soy sauce. That's what you're gonna have. You're gonna eat the salad that I eat for $10. It's even cheaper.
Well, we can make salad at home for $4.
You're gonna make it?
Yeah, sometimes I make their salads. And they're okay. They're decent. They're tasty.
Okay, you can have your black plate special.
And you can have your outdoor salad. With,
what's my outdoor salad?
The pre-made one that you buy from
picking shrubs. What's outdoor salad?
Well, no, I wish we both wish that they won't spend half the salad on dried raisins and apricots. We'd rather have them put more broccoli in or some other thing that you would like, or mushroom or whatever else you would put in there. Because you don't want to eat, you can't eat the dried fruit, and I'm not a big fan of dried raisins at all.
I think it's like a festive. It's a holiday.
Someone
told me they're a holiday staple. They're dried cranberries and stuff.
And this is stuff that goes in fruitcake. Yeah. And maybe even panettone. But panettone. So we have
Dave's.
Dave's.
See you on your phone. I want to see you.
Oh, here's my phone. Dave's Big Dictionary come up.
At you on Facebook.
We also have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, where we are going to Blue River, Colorado. Blue River is a small place in Colorado, pretty near a major ski resort area, and is apparently quite gorgeous, as so much of Colorado is. So I have a disgusting, is it awful disgusting? It's, it's not a nice poem. Because we do these limericks every week about a different place in Colorado. And because they're limericks, they have to be risque and awful and terrible. So they're the Colorado Limericks of the Damned. Today's will be Blue River, Colorado. And we will have a bit of story time. And this is incredibly exciting, ladies and gentlemen. Because potatoes survived Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, he did well.
And they had yucca at the...
Tell me he met his friend.
Yes, we gave
reunion.
One of our potatoes. I keep all my potatoes, but a couple of family members have them, and we gave one to our friends years ago. And thank goodness they moved, not that far away, so that I can visit the potato that I gave them. Or didn't really give it to them. They're holding it.
You did give it to them.
Well, at some point I'll need it back. This could become an issue. But, so Potato visited with his old potato stablemate, and the most important thing today is that got this book out of the library. Who was H.J. Heinz? So here he is, the man who created the ketchup. And if you've watched this show for years and years, you know that one of the main staple diet of potato is ketchup. They live for it, they love it, they mainline it, they sleep it, they snort it, they eat it. Potatoes love their ketchup. So H.J. Heinz is their greatest hero. He's their George Washington.
Oh, David, they're gonna get excited. They want you to read it now.
Is it well, read it now. Or I will in a bit, Potato. I just want you to get excited. Here he is. There's a book about him, fairly lengthy.
You know they can't read.
Well, I'm going to read it to him.
Okay.
That's part of story time. This book, I don't understand what their thinking was. In creating this book, they have all the hundreds of these.
They have big heads, right?
Yeah, they have enormous hydrocephalic heads.
Yeah.
Why do they do that?
Maybe so the kids can see the person.
Yeah, all the other imagery in the book, so the drawings and stuff are normal. But the front cover, they take let's give it a tiny little body, and then let's blow up the head to astonishing size, which is really great because I got another one from these book drop places, and it's What Are the Paralympics? And the cover of the book is a drawing of this guy in a wheelchair, And the guy in the wheelchair has this massive, like, retard head. I was like, do you really need that on the cover of a book that's supposed to be glorifying and celebrating the Paralympics? And you've got somebody who is the stereotype of a kid in a wheelchair going, so I don't know. But they do it to everybody. They do it to all the Beatles. They do it to Taylor Swift, to Beyonce. Who was H.J. Heinz? We're going to read a bit of the bio of this great, great man dedicated to potato. So is that coming up on the Dave's Gone By show today? And we also have Greeley Times, where my wife and I did live in Colorado for several years. In the newspaper in Greeley, it's called the Greeley Tribune, they have a weekly column that collects the most ridiculous phone calls that come into the police department from people who are worried about stuff going on in their neighborhood. The funniest ones are stripped of their identifiers and they make the paper week after week in a column called Cop Log. Well, we take the funniest ones of those and share them with you in Greeley Times. So all these things coming up, our Bunion Watch, our Limerick, our big dictionary word, which is frugal, Greeley Times, Friends of the Daverhood also. We've got, we got a show. We're almost halfway through the show, and we haven't even really done anything yet, which is pretty typical. But are you ready for...
I'm putting in I'm trying to...
Yeah.
Hold on.
Sure.
I'm trying to make a thing. Hold on. I'm trying to say that you're live, but I got to put pictures in.
Oh. So, well, while she's doing that, I want to tell you about another website that is just the website of my writing, which is davelefkowitz.org. Dave Lefkowitz, like my name, .org. And this is not the archive of the program. These are my writings, my interviews. I just got, literally just this week, my editor at Long Island Woman sent me the cover, well, the full issue of the latest Long Island Woman magazine with my cover story with Lydia Bastianich, speaking of Italian cooking. So if you see it on Long Island all over the place, and pick one up. They're free at bagel shops and I don't know if they're in those boxes where you take them out, but a lot of stores just hold them for free. You grab one. And if you see Lydia Bastianich, the Italian chef and restaurant owner in New York, on the cover, well, I wrote that story. So what does it have to do with anything? Well, so articles like that, celebrities I've interviewed in print, or news stories I've done, or theater reviews I've written, or songs that I've written, the lyrics, and certainly my plays. My one-act plays, my full-length plays, those are all available at davelefkowitz.org. I haven't had time to really beef it up over the past few months or add anything much.
I just sent this, Posey.
Oh, thank you. We're live now in the Daverhood on Dave's Gone By. So if you want to read the stuff that I've done over the years on paper, because here I'm extemporaneous, I'm like, blah, 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 blah. I get my thoughts down. I am a writer, so when you read those, it's a very different aspect of me, even though I try and write funny. So that's all at davelefkowitz.org. Well, it's not quite 10:30, but I think it's about time that we started one of our major segments that we do all the time. It's called Greeley Times. As I said, has to do with phone calls to the cops. Here's the theme music. Oh, the phone is ringing, so I'm going to get the yes dear button. Our first phone call. A caller comes from 13th Avenue who said, and remember, they're calling the police about this. A caller on 13th Avenue said that raccoons were on his porch tearing into his trash. So he calls the cops. Police later found out that the caller's wife had been feeding them. So yeah, if you're feeding raccoons, they're going to come back.
Remember the one, was it the one thing we saw where the woman did feed raccoons? And then she called the police because she fed one or like a baby, and then the next day it was like 100.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah,
Cannot do that. If I could do that with nubile young women, if I could leave out.
You better lay off it.
All right, I mean.
Should you stop that?
Yes, dear.
Are you gonna be a good boy?
Surely it's my turn.
Are you gonna do you want your Mission Barbecue?
Whatever you say.
All right. I will move on to our next. Well, the phones are quiet though.
Oh my God.
What's going on? Oh, there we go. Phones on. Here we go. We have a caller. I'm going to do the triangle phone. Where are you? At a gas station on 22nd Street said that, you won't like this word, an elderly customer, an older adult customer, drove into a gas pump and left.
I like it. The prices are too high.
Wouldn't that just blow up?
I don't know. So I don't know if it would spurt out gas like a fountain. I don't know what would happen.
Well,
what did they say happened?
Well, the irony of this is that, of course, most old men make their own gas.
Oh, God.
Oh, but
this is
anywho,
problematic on
so many. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It must be the holiday because the phone isn't even. Just when I said the phone isn't ringing, the phone rings. All right, I'm gonna get the new poo phone.
Oh, God.
This doesn't. The shape of this. Okay, here we go. A caller.
That's a painful one. Yeah.
Where are you? Oh, well, it certainly don't smell like it. On Sage Avenue.
Ooh.
Said that a motorcycle with no license plates the motorcycle was left in the bushes by a trail behind the caller's house. The motorcycle's ignition had been punched out. It was not my condition overall.
Okay, what is this, a mechanic? I give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, hey, if that's garbage, I can bring that to my mechanic or
you
something.
You can't just dump your car and like that.
I don't think you can you?
No, you can't just abandon it.
Because you have to deal with the license on it and the insurance and everything. Because there are people like in traffic jams.
Emojis that relate to all your stuff.
Can you walk away? I don't know.
I gotta find a motorcycle emoji.
Okay, well, while you're doing that, I've got the trombone phone calling in. Oh, here it is. Wait. A caller at a business on 35th Avenue said that, quote, a gentleman pulled aggressively into the parking lot in a white Toyota Tundra. I wonder, can you actually do anything aggressively in a white Toyota Tundra? It's like, I can understand like a Maserati or
the
a
smart car. That
Hummer.
smart car took off like the Dickens.
But like a Toyota Tundra, it's like, how aggressive can you actually be? I don't know. Anyway, let's see. Do you have another call?
No.
There's one. I got it. Uh-huh. Let me try this here. That's better. A caller on 8th Avenue said that a bat had crawled under a vehicle in the driveway and was acting strange. Well, if you had crawled under a vehicle, wouldn't you be acting strange too?
A bat?
A bat. I guess where bats go to die. It's a shame because just a couple of weeks ago was Bat Day at Yankee Stadium. And they missed that. It's unfortunate. By the way, we're doing Greeley Times on Dave's Gone By. These are real.
Pictures of everything you talk about. I put a bat, motorcycle.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
I just sent the bat.
So let's see, what else? Oh, it's the poo phone again.
We have raccoon, motorcycle, car, bat.
Let's see what this one is going to, I'll give you a heads up. This one is going to be about a skateboard.
I don't know if we have that.
So, are you doing gifts and like?
Yeah, no, I don't have gifts. I have to do emojis.
Oh, all right. Well, skateboard.
Yeah, we got one.
Oh, good. So, a caller I'm going to use the poo phone again. A caller at 50th Avenue saw a shirtless man skateboarding down the middle of the street.
Why can't you skateboard?
Well, the caller said the skateboarder had, quote, a beverage in hand and was riding in between traffic.
Well, that's kind of dangerous.
Yeah, everything about that is dangerous. Everything about that is cries stupidity.
Wait, were they
Middle
wearing-
of the road.
Were they wearing a helmet?
I'm guessing.
Maybe they were
no.
trying to be frugal because they didn't want to pay for gas.
Do you want
Maybe
to
they
helmet?
maybe they went to the gas station where the man hit the pump and they couldn't get gas.
Right, so I'm doing my skateboard.
Yeah.
But he did have a bit. He was probably holding a Gatorade or
Well,
something.
maybe he made it home to save money instead of going to Starbucks or like a coffee shop. He made his own.
Yes.
He was embodying frugality.
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to see skateboarders holding like a cup of hot coffee.
Because they're not going to work, honey.
Yeah. It's as good a reason as any. All right, now the next. Oh,
What?
we have an alert. We have an alert, and it's very often the best kind of alert of all.
Why didn't I think of that?
It's a chicken alert.
Here, honey, here.
Chicken alert. Oh, if you bring a picture, pick up a picture of a chicken.
I got it.
We have a chicken alert, my friends, because this next story, all that means is,
Oh, they have a baby chicken.
yes, this is a story about chickens. Because
About a chicken.
remember, this is Greeley, Colorado. This is still half urban, half suburban, and half rural, with people having chickens and roosters in their yards. So a caller on 23rd Avenue reported chickens running around the neighborhood and tearing up her landscape. Oh, I love chicken alerts. The idea of, because I have passed once or twice, even around where we live in Maryland, someone having a chicken in a yard, or if there's a big particular
Honey, usually
yard, I'll
that's a
see.
fried chicken dinner, you see. You've eaten extra large chicken wings. What are you talking about? Eat two, David, eat two.
No, but we get deer and we get bunnies and things like that. But it is fairly rare here to see chickens. It was a lot more common, people literally
Yeah.
raising chickens in their yards. But anyway, that was a chicken alert, my friends. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh! Bunny! You're doing the gift thing. You're doing the emoji thing. Or,
I
yeah.
don't have a seizure.
Bunny! Bunny wabbit.
Oh, wait, not a gift. It's
So this next one is going to be about a bunny thing. So, a caller on 20th Street Road said that a bunch of rabbits got loose from her house. She was trying to find them, and she didn't want to get fined. The odd upshot of all this is that she was looking for 6 rabbits, and a month later she found 31 of them.
wow.
Just one of those crazy things. It was a hair-raising experience. My bunny lies over the ocean. Now this next one, this is going to be a little booze,
Oh, okay.
like a beverage or a alcoholic kind of.
What kind of booze? They got a bunch of pictures.
Pick one. So pick one that would get you particularly drunk. So this is the caller from a restaurant on 8th Avenue. Okay,
The
so
one I put sake, apparently sake.
this could be. Well, help me understand this one.
Yeah.
A caller at a restaurant
Yeah.
on 8th Avenue reported someone drinking openly in front of children. You're in everybody drinks. It's a restaurant.
Yes.
Everybody has whatever. If I would be at a meal, my parents really didn't drink.
I don't know what kind of restaurant. Maybe it's a Burger King.
Oh, in a Burger
It
King.
might be like a Burger King or something like McDonald's. Maybe it's like a.
Well, actually, it doesn't say that they're drinking an alcoholic beverage.
Maybe.
They could be drinking a Slurpee.
No, David. It might be at like a Dave and Buster's or Chuck E. Cheese.
then you would have any. But they could be drinking a Coke. It's like they're drinking Pepsi in front of the children.
Oh my lord! Well, if it has caffeine, it might be a problem for some.
And they're not being frugal because half the cup is ice. You have to ask no ice because then you're just paying for cold water.
Also, I don't like drinking cold stuff.
Well, yeah, it's
I'm gonna
Arabic.
have
If
to
you.
take 1 minute break.
While my wife is taking a break, and then we'll do an elsewhere, and then we'll have more of Greeley Times on Dave's Gone By. But I've told you I've told you to go to our archives at davesgoneby.com. I've told you to go to the archives of my writing, which you'll find at davelefkowitz.org. What I haven't told you is how to get in touch. So if you want to email me, davesgoneby@aol.com is the way to do that. davesgoneby@aol.com. This is the email address. I read everything that I get. I don't necessarily have the time to respond and write back and say, thank you for writing, but I do try and read everything. I appreciate that. You can also message me on Facebook or post under an episode of Facebook, which is where all the bot people post. That's where you get, you seem so interesting. I think we have a lot in common. I am a large-bosomed Asian female. Maybe we should be friends. I'm like, maybe not. Maybe not. But if you want to comment on the show, if you found something funny, if you found something that you want me to do in future episodes of the show, a great place to do that is right on the Facebook page. Either message me directly or post under an episode. But either way, whether you're emailing me or checking maybe my Twitter feed, Radio Dave 2 is our Twitter feed, Radio Dave and the number 2. All of these are ways that you can keep in touch with the show and comment on the show, give a certain thumbs up, either a happy emoji or a sad emoji, whatever you're feeling. Really, really great to hear from you and have that feedback, have that interaction that we do in the Daverhood, where you are watching the Dave's Gone By show, our 969th episode of the program. We're calling it Slam DANKE. Get it Slam Dunk, but Slam DANKE for Thanksgiving, thankful, whatever. Slam DANKE, it's November 30th, 2024, and we're getting on about 22:11 in the morning Eastern Time. And now it is time for our Elsewhere. So our Elsewhere is, even though this is Greeley Times and all the stories come from the cop log of Greeley, Colorado, we always do one odd, ridiculous news story from somewhere else in the world. And yes, we have one. This one, it was coming all the way from Russia. Yellow-Russia, as a matter of fact.
Where?
Or what they call Belarusia, which I never understood what.
Beautiful Russia?
Yeah, no, it's a part. It's like
Belarus. It's probably.
Yeah, where is that?
Is it near Belarus?
I don't know. I remember there was an off-Broadway show years ago called Belarusia or something. But
why do they call it Belarusia?
Yeah.
I can't read it.
The term Belarusia, its names in other languages, such as English, being based on the Russian form, was used until 1991. Now it's the country of Belarus. It's a republic. So that's it. It was part of Russia. I guess it was one of those splinter things.
Oh, like another sub.
The Republic of Belarus. Or Belarus. Yeah. Well, there it is. So this is it's not Russia. I guess it's Belarusia.
It was part of Russia, traditional Russia, when it was the empire. And then when it went back to countries, it became separate.
So they're still kind of connected, probably more connected than Ukraine is at the moment. So a Belarusian blogger managed to convince dozens of Russian teachers, to protect themselves against radiation from NATO satellites by making and wearing tinfoil hats.
Oh no!
Yes.
I told you my mother.
Tell the story, please.
My mother's friend, so my mother had a lot of friends. One time we were shopping. It was Christmas. There was a person who was clearly had some mental health issues, and they were walking behind my mother, and she's going slow, and I'm trying to get her away from the person. Then another time we're in an Arby's or a Roy Rogers, one of these places, and they were talking to this nice older woman, and she's telling everything, and she's fine. And then she said, "Oh, by the way, are you wearing your tinfoil underpants?" And I look at my mother looks at me. I think, no, I didn't get that memo, but she felt that you had to wear tinfoil underpants.
What, because of aliens or
no? I think some kind of not good thing.
Waves and that thing. Well, this was years ago, but actually happened to my wife's mom. This happened a week or two ago. This blogger sent this message to all these schools.
Who did
in
they think it was?
Russia. Well, here's the deal. Vladislav Burgan, a Belarusian blogger and activist known for his elaborate pranks, made headlines when he released photos of dozens of Russian teachers wearing tinfoil hats decorated with the Russian flag.
Oh, I like that. It's pretty.
He contacted multiple schools in the Voronezh region of Russia and told them that he was a Russian local government official.
Oh, okay.
He ordered them to hold a patriotic masterclass, calling it Helmet of the Fatherland.
I just poked myself
Oh,
in
ow.
the eye. Okay.
So he wanted them to design and wear Helmet of the Fatherland. Burgan demanded the school teachers make tinfoil anti-radiation hats.
I like it.
To his shock, 7 schools followed his instructions. Writes Burgan, and by the way, Burgan was inspired by an essay by Umberto Eco,
Oh, yeah.
all about fascism, like 14
Mhm.
things
Yeah,
that
yeah.
tell you fascism's coming. So he wrote in this email, quote, "Evil NATO members are planning to irradiate the Russian people, physically
Why
and
would
biologically."
Tinfoil, but this is what I never get.
Why tinfoil?
Tinfoil.
Because it bounces the radiation, the waves, they bounce off.
Tinfoil, it's not going to work.
Are
I
you
want to
sure?
figure this out. Okay, hold on. Why do people wear tinfoil hats to protect against radiation?
Oh no, what does it say? What does it say? Is that someone wearing a tinfoil? Yeah. I might as well show this, yes. Yeah. Well, it does make a certain kind of sense. If you
They
put...
believe that
yeah.
it's a Faraday cage.
It's a what?
Faraday cage.
That rings a
It
vague bell.
shields their brain from threats. So that's the,
There you go.
what's a Faraday cage?
Well, Faraday keeps the doctor away.
Oh,
What?
electromagnetic field.
Yeah.
They said.
Well, no, here, think about this. Think about it. If you have a toaster oven, right, and you're heating up something, you're cooking something in a toaster oven or even a regular oven, and you put, let's say, a meatloaf on tinfoil, and then you cook it for like 45 minutes at 450 degrees.
Yeah.
You take it out, the meat is burning, you can't touch the meat. You take it out almost as soon as you take the thing out of the oven. The dish is unbelievably hot. The meat is hot. The tinfoil cools off in about 4 seconds. You can touch the tinfoil with your fingers. So I am guessing, this is me extrapolating here, that any kind of hot heat irradiating waves touching tinfoil
Could be.
make the tinfoil hot just for the moment that they touch it. But as soon as it goes away, the tinfoil cools off. My wife is showing pictures of me being me.
Give me 1 second. I'll be back.
Uh-oh. She's going to run down and get tinfoil from the kitchen, I'll bet. Which I will wear to keep the waves away. But I'll tell you, this is a true thing. This is not a fake thing. This Belarusian activist trying to prove something about how we'll obey orders if we think they're coming from the government. So they did, right? So they all they fashioned these helmets of the fatherland to wear them when he warned them that NATO was going to send radiation waves down on Russia. And therefore, this is still the quote, "Our teachers will have to learn to resist this with the help of primitive means of protection like a tinfoil." I hear the tinfoil in the background already. Like a tinfoil hat. The goal is to strengthen patriotism, increase skills in civic defense, and work with improvised materials against NATO satellites and electronic equipment. And this is still part of the quote, and to develop skills working with oil. They believed this. They bought this. Oh, this is so
Can
good.
you just come here for a second?
Yes, I'll be right back in a moment, folks. Are you going to make it pointy at the top?
No, I'm giving you like a natural look, like a bouffant. Okay.
I feel safer already. Actually, I don't look terrible. I look like a chef on
I made
Mars.
you like an Indian king, like a South Asian king. Let's see. Can you lower down a bit?
Yeah.
Oh,
Not terrible.
Here,
I look like a crazy pope.
Here.
I can take the glasses off too.
You look like you got a bun.
Let me see now.
You look like you have a bun or some kind of
What? Thank you
like
very
a
much.
faux hawk.
I should have it ducked right here.
No,
And I
it's
would
like
look
a
like this.
faux hawk. You look like you got a faux hawk.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, let me give you a faux hawk. Come here.
Yeah. That doesn't really no. Let me see. Hold on. All right. Let's see this one. Fun with foiling. This is what they wear.
Yes,
this
yes.
is like the real.
Well, this is I wanted to ease into the traditional. Yes.
This is your traditional
Yes.
Belarusian
Wait, you
anti-Iranian.
need the flag. We got to put a flag on.
Oh, that's right. But I think the flags were from Belarus because they weren't the Russian.
Oh,
sickle
we don't have
things.
any Belarusian flag, honey.
What? Where did we put all the Belarusian flags?
I gotta find
I
something.
thought for sure we bought some like last Black Friday. Where like we looked around and couldn't find any Belarusian flags. We're like, we gotta get a
I
bunch.
don't know what kind of flag we could. We don't have anything. You could put one. I put it here.
Oh, show me. Oh, that's cool.
Here.
Here we go. Hold on.
I'll take that for later.
And oh, yeah, we'll need this for the limerick. Okay, so here's oops, that was dumb. Dumb.
What happened? Oh.
Oops.
Oh no, you dropped your.
Oh no!
that's
The
backward,
radiation!
That's backward. But that's forward. Okay, turn around more. Turn around. No, now you look like a rabbit. Okay, there you go. There you go. Okay.
And this on that.
Now sing. I don't know if there's any Belarusian. Let's get a Belarusian song.
Oh,
You can sing. Let me
please,
give you a Belarusian song.
yes.
Belarusian song. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, advertisement. Yeah.
You want to focus on today, Nancy?
Okay, enough to sing music for them. It won't stop. Okay.
But this is
your
what
hat. Your hat looks. He's got a little taller hat, but you got the same look.
I got this
Yeah.
guy's. Oh, what? That's a good hat though. That is all right.
That's a high hat. You don't need high. You need low to protect you.
Yeah, if I were playing drums, I'd need a hi hat. But
yeah.
if
No, I think you look great.
I think
Okay,
yeah.
I'll take it.
So here's the deal. This is how the guy also. I mean,
Yeah.
the planning that went into this to make sure that the teachers who followed these things didn't Google tinfoil hats
Yeah.
and realize it was all a prank.
Mm-hmm.
Burgan provided tinfoil making instructions compiled using ChatGPT.
Oh, I like that.
And this is so. One teacher did ask for a diploma or certificate for creating the master class.
Oh, I think that's great. Yeah.
It's like, if I do this, do I get something to put on and get tenure?
Yeah.
Among quotes from teachers, this is what the teacher said, quote,
Is that enough protection, or do you need more bows?
they're all going to stay. This one is at least staying.
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, I think I'll be okay. Maybe I need this on the top.
No. That's
No,
good.
no,
Okay,
no.
It'll cut your eye.
I don't want to cut my eye.
Hold on. Here's another.
Actually, I can put in between these two. You know what'll fit.
These don't have these. No, don't put that. Just put these on top. They don't have stickers. See if you can.
Oh.
Oh, God. I don't know. My knee hit it. Yeah, see? There you go.
Now, I will be unradiated. Even,
Oh, no. That's a bad sign. Your Belarusian radiation hat is not working.
Oh well. Well, the blue one's staying on, so
Yeah,
that's
there you
okay. There you go. So,
You're not going to get the certificate for the Belarusian tinfoil hat now.
no, I'll have to take
I'm
it again
just
next
saying.
year.
You're not going to get the certificate.
So teachers who did this wrote back and said, let the helmet you make with your own hands become a means of protection against external enemies of our beautiful country.
I love it.
And another professor, another teacher, thank God these are not college professors, these are teachers of students, said, one wrote, wearing tinfoil attracts positive vibrations from space and protects against the leakage of vital energy, unquote. The folks who teach our children are wearing the... I should get a job teaching in Belarusia. In Belarus. I should, if these people can be tricked into doing it.
Oh, you're not going to keep your hat on?
Oh, well, we're done with the elsewhere. I guess I can wear it.
It's just a nice look.
Oh, okay, hold on.
You can turn it backward.
Now it looks like a real Russian hat.
Turn it backward. Maybe like that way. Yeah, like you can hold it.
No,
You can.
no.
You
There
look
we
like
go.
Batman.
Batman.
Look at you got like little ears.
I know, these are cute.
You look like you're wearing one of the fascinators at the Queen's wedding or something.
Oh,
like
yes.
One of those hats, yeah.
Yes, this is my Sunday go to meeting hat. Except the meeting is in
That's your Sunday
Venus.
eating.
This is my Saturday eating Mission Barbecue prime rib hat. That's what it is.
Correct.
So actually, this would be handy if we have to box up if I leave over anything.
Yes,
which
we'll
I
take
won't.
it. We'll take it with you. We
Yeah.
can take it. You
I
can
can
wear.
use this-
You can wear it when you go in.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
don't you just wear it when you go in and just Here, let me fix the corners so they're not sharp for you here.
Yeah.
Let's make
Don't
it
want to
look-
hurt my head face.
I'm gonna make a big high top for you. You like a high top there, like that. We can turn it like this. You see?
But really, if you seem convincing, you can sell people or
Well, it's
have
like
them
the
do anything.
experiment
You
where
know?
you look up. When you look up, I'm sorry, David.
Yeah.
Like when you look up and you stare at something and everybody starts looking up.
Let's see.
I took away the sharp edges. You look like a baby bottle.
I mean, it's cute.
Yeah, it's a look, honey. It's a look.
It's a look. It's a safety.
Yeah.
It's a safety
But it's
feature.
only covering the top of your head. Do we have to cover the whole head?
No, they were just wearing a look at the
Did
guy.
they give any good recommendations
Of
of
how to make a tinfoil hat.
Yeah.
How does Pierre Cardin do one? How does
I don't think Pierre Cardin is making. Let's see.
Martha Stewart?
Designer brand tinfoil hats. Oh, tinfoil beanie. Oh, look at all of these.
So and it's also very important because
Uh-oh.
this.
What does it mean when somebody? What does it mean when somebody says tinfoil hats on? In English, it means used to talk about conspiracy. So tinfoil hats on.
I was like, okay, folks, let's talk about But the thing about this is technically, apparently, November 30th is the first meteorological day of winter.
Amazon has the tinfoil beanie you could purchase.
Yes. Tinfoil, here it is.
I think it's just tinfoil look.
So yesterday was really, we should have done this yesterday because it was the last day to really appreciate fall foliage. Yes. So let's get back to Greeley Times, though. We'll do one or two more Greeley criminality things that were published in the paper. The Potato phone is ringing. Hello, Potato. Yeah. Who's calling? Who's calling the police? Okay. A caller on 74th Avenue said that a utility company sprayed red paint and planted flags in her yard.
Remember we saw all of the lines on that were crooked.
Oh no, that's different. That was
okay.
That's a here where they. This is amazing. We were driving a couple of nights ago in the evening. I was driving my wife home
At night,
from school,
evening,
and they had finished paving and fixing the roads. Like it's not really a highway. It's just a main road going towards school. And I've never seen this before. The lines, the yellow lines dividing the road, were not straight. They were all wiggly.
I know.
Have you ever seen this anywhere? And they weren't following like some strange curve in the road. Even if the road is curved, the lines are usually straight and smooth down the middle. But I swear to you, if you go up, well, the road that leads, about a mile from our house, it's sort of like I think they had an epileptic driving the paint truck.
I know, it was very weird.
Literally, the line in the road goes wiggly, wiggly, wiggly. I mean, it's not so wide that you've got cars, swerving and curving.
There's no reason why it was all that way.
But I've never seen that before. That the yellow line dividing traffic.
But it was every 2 seconds. It wasn't like it was.
Yeah.
It was just
It was like little loop-de-loop things. It's amazing. But so maybe this is what they were complaining about out in Colorado. A caller said that a utility company sprayed red paint and planted flags in her yard, but never contacted her or left any info. The caller wanted someone to explain what they were doing. Criminally Cristo Utility Company. It's like, I'm going to spray paint here, and then I put up bags of orange on your trees.
It's so weird to me that.
Yeah. I don't know. So let's do one more Greeley time, and then we'll table the segment for this week. Here it is. I'm going to grab the poo phone, and it is a caller from 19th Street saying that she was trying to get 2 cats into a crate and was wondering if the police could help her. This is why people call the cops, ladies and gentlemen. You've got 2 cats, you're trying to wrangle them without getting scratched or bitten, and you call the police to help you do that.
Maybe they'll help them. Aren't they so known for helping a cat in a tree? Like, that's part of what
Yeah,
police do.
I know.
They're supposed to help a cat in a tree.
And let me tell you something. It was it's not part of Greeley Times, but there was a news item I saw this morning of someone who had a cat. Mm-hmm. It scratched him, and he was like a hemophiliac, and he died. He bled to death.
Well, yeah, and so if you have, like, my mom's friend had lupus and her cat bit her, it was bad.
Yeah.
Because autoimmunity, cats have a lot of, you got to be careful.
Oh, yeah. Like, when we were with our friends yesterday and the day before for Thanksgiving, they have this old cat who's really quiet, really old, really quiet, doesn't do anything, it's just like napping most of the time. And I go to pet her, but I'm really careful in a way that I'm not with their dog, who's friendly and lovable and everything. This cat is like, you touch her, it's like, all right, you can touch me, it's okay. But you're always afraid of, like, a cat, snapping and turning on you. It was like one little scratch.
Scared me because I thought their Labrador mix was eating food, so I went to the bathroom and I look and I'm like, what the heck happened? It was the cat.
Oh.
The cat was eating the dog food.
As long as the cat's eating at that age, you're just happy. But I'm happy to be doing Greeley Times here on A Dave's Gone By.
Mr. Horace Greeley was no fool.
No, he wasn't.
I'm sure that you'll agree with me that Greeley was no fool.
What he is getting at is that Mr. Greeley was no fool.
Yippee-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi-yi-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi.
So you're watching Dave's Gone By. It is 11 in the morning Eastern Time here in the Daverhood with me, Dave Lefkowitz, my adorable wife, and of course, Potato is with us. We have Bunion Watch coming up. We also have Dave's Big Dictionary about the word frugal and our Colorado Limerick of the Damned. But let's take a few moments, since Potato is here, to do story time. And I love doing story time because it means I don't have to actually write or create anything. All I have to do is read. So on story time, we read other people's books, and then we share that with you, so you don't have to go out. You can be frugal, and you don't have to go out and buy the book. Today's book, Who Was H.J. Heinz? Now, hon, I don't know if I can do this without getting over it. Do you want to read?
Do you have your potato costume?
I have my potato. I can put on the potato costume.
Yes, go ahead. I'll get it. You stay.
It's hanging in the living room closet. I'm pretty sure. The living room closet where my...
Why would it be there?
Because they have room in my closet. I've been buying so much clothing. So I do have a potato costume, and I guess it is appropriate for me to wear while I'm reading about H.J. Heinz. So this may take a moment. Let me also get the music up for story time here on Dave's Gone By. I'll be reading from this book. It's a #1 New York Times best-selling series. Once I put the potato on, yes, this is dedicated to all my nieces and nephews. Doesn't even say who wrote it. That's interesting. It's by Michael Burgan and illustrated by Stephen Marchese. Here he is. Notice the giant hydrocephalic head
Got some
of
friends
H.J.
who want
Heinz.
to observe it too.
Oh! They love it. This is happening. Part 1 of Storytime, where we do the story of the great H.J. Heinz.
Tell me a story, tell me a story, tell me a story. Remember what you said. You promised me, you said you would. You gotta give in, so I'll be good. Tell me a story, then I'll go to bed.
The things I do for art. And Art doesn't even watch the show. So I'm in my potato costume intentionally to do the story. But I was actually going to offer, would you like to read?
No, I think you should. I'm going to get dressed. I think you should read, honey.
All right, I'm going to read.
I'm going to see how you look on camera. Hold on.
Let me get my glasses on. I look cute. Vaguely. Somewhat. Michael Burgan's book, Who Was H.J. Heinz? Chapter 1, Who Was H.J. Heinz? Are you listening, Potato? Are you listening, Potato? We are. Tell us. I like the color. Looks good. In the summer of 1853. Was that last year? No, Potato. The people of Sharpsburg, Pennsylvania, often saw young Henry John Heinz strolling the village streets. He carried a basket in each hand, I guess it was a basket case, filled with vegetables from his family garden. Henry picked vegetables in the garden before and after he went to school. He would take whatever produce his family didn't need, and then he'd go sell it to the neighbors, as opposed to being a good neighbor and actually giving it away. Now, Henry enjoyed bringing fresh food to the village, and he was good at selling. So by the time he was 10, he needed a wheelbarrow to carry all the vegetables he offered for sale. 2 years later, his little business had grown so much that Henry used a horse to pull a cart filled with food. Notice his parents are still doing all the work in the garden. Already, we're seeing the development of American commerce. Now, from the beginning, he sold the freshest, best-tasting products because Henry wanted his customers to know that any food he delivered was worth the money they spent on it, and people grew to trust the Heinz name. Heinz. From that simple start, Henry built one of the largest food companies in the world. He moved his growing company to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and he built factories that used the most modern methods possible to process and package food. And he also thought up new ways to attract customers' attention. One was to come up with a slogan, like, eat ketchup now. He wasn't even selling ketchup, they were selling vegetable. Oh, then get to it. I'm getting to it, Potato, please. One was to come up with a slogan, a phrase that describes his company and its products. Henry put the slogan 57 varieties on all his labels. This let people know that Henry sold a wide range of products from pickles to baked beans to ketchup. Not yet. Selling food might seem like an easy thing to do. Well, everyone has to eat, and many people don't have time to raise crops and prepare their own foods. But H.J. Heinz made better quality food, and sold more of it than anyone else of his day. His hard work and smart ideas proved one of his favorite sayings: to do a common thing uncommonly well brings success. Oh, wow. I know, Potato. What do you do uncommonly well? Eat ketchup. So there. And are you successful doing that? Oh, yes. See, let's get to chapter 2 of the Who Was H.J. Heinz? The young salesman. Oh, no, that was just the intro. I guess this is. They do an intro thing of the whole story in Précis, and now they're really going to take their time. I got it. So, beginning in the 1680s, many German immigrants took the long voyage across the Atlantic Ocean to Pennsylvania. John Heinz made that trip in 1840, settling just outside Pittsburgh in the village of Birmingham. The village sat along the Monongahela, and they literally tell you how to pronounce it. Say Monongahela River. The area was known for its bustling factories that made glass, iron, and bricks, while the sky was often thick with smoke from the coal burned to power all the factory machines. John Heinz, this is H.J.'s dad, found a job making bricks, and 3 years after his arrival in Birmingham, he met and married Anna Schmidt. Like her husband, she had come to Pennsylvania from Germany. So here's this little Pennsylvania mining town and factory town. So on October 11th, 1844, the Heinzes had their first child, a boy they named Henry John, but sometimes called Harry. Oh my God, were the three wise men there? And did they bring Frankenstein and Instinct and Ethel Merman? I think you're mixing up stories, Potato. But it was as important culturally as that other person who was born. The Heinz family would grow to include 9 children, 4 boys and 5 girls, although one of their daughters died when she was only a baby. Oh, isn't that sad, Potato? Get to the ketchup! I'm working on it. Whew. Now, the Heinzes lived in Birmingham until Henry was 5 years old, and then they moved to the nearby village of Sharpsburg. Now, that town was on the banks of the Allegheny River, famous for its brickyards. Mr. Heinz decided to go into the brick-making business for himself. Mrs. Heinz, Anna, and the other German women in their community made most of their own food. Well, they grew many of the same crops they had in Germany, such as cauliflower, cabbage, potatoes! It's like a duck drops down from the sky. Potatoes, turnips, and carrots. And the German families usually raised some chickens also. Now, Anna Heinz was a deeply religious woman. She made sure all her children went to church and taught them lessons from the Bible. So the Heinz family followed the Lutheran faith, and Henry went to a school run by a Lutheran church. He learned to read and write English and did well in math. Every day, he walked over a mile each way to school, and back in my day, we walked 8.5 miles uphill each way just to get to school in a snowstorm. He had nothing. So like many German immigrants, Mr. and Mrs. Heinz believed in the importance of hard work. So they made sure Henry learned that too. By the time Henry was 8 years old, he was working in the family garden before and after school. So he started his own little business selling vegetables to neighbors. But that wasn't his only job. At times he led the horses that pulled boats up the Allegheny River. He's an 8-year-old. Times are different. In the 1850s, small boats didn't have the motors that they have now, so they needed horsepower. Actual horses walking along the riverbank, tied to the boats to pull them along. See, there's some pretty horses. And there's young Henry.
Oh, look at him. He's so little.
Making a living. Pulling horses. I didn't know about this. Did you know that horses used to pull the riverboats?
I guess through
Never
the
occurred to me.
canals, yeah, because it's too small. They can't paddle.
You can't row. I don't know. Henry, What? Henry also picked
Potatoes.
potatoes, yeah, for a local farmer.
That's how he started his empire, huh?
It kind of did.
This is like the Hans one, right?
This is literally, it's got like because he support. I mean, his family was doing okay. His father was a bricklayer, but still, they had 9 children.
I don't think they were doing okay if their kid was using horses to pull river boats.
That's what they did.
Maybe that was a good job for a 10-year-old back in the day.
He wasn't 10. He was 8.
Oh, well,
He was 8 doing this, and also picking potatoes for his neighbors.
Well, he was very involved, you know.
Well, years later, someone asked him how he could do so much work at such a young age, and he said simply, "We country boys work." That was his quote.
That's right.
But selling vegetables was the job that Henry liked best, and his parents saw that he was really good at it, so they gave him a small plot of the family's land. Henry began raising his own crops to sell, and when he was 12 years old, his little farm had already tripled in size, so he bought a horse and cart to carry all the vegetables into town. Henry quit school at 15 and began working for his father. But he decided to take just one more class. What do you think it was in?
What happened to the H.J. Heinz company?
Well, he took a class in bookkeeping.
Oh, nice. Very good.
So he wanted to learn how to keep track of, there it goes. He wanted to learn how to keep track of the money that his father's company spent on supplies and how much it earned selling bricks. So Henry could use his bookkeeping skills in his own business too. So Henry's food business was expanding. At times he woke at 3 a.m. so he could take his vegetables to stores in Pittsburgh before going off to work for his dad. Henry also sold one product that came in a bottle. So what do you think that was? What do you think he was selling at this stage?
Alcohol?
Great guess, but no. Potato, do you have ketchup? No, not yet with the ketchup. What comes in a bottle? Willy hoily men? No, stop it, Potato. No, he sold his own horseradish. Henry had helped his mother prepare horseradish for their own family, which wasn't a fun job, by the way. Horseradish grows as a root, so farmers have to dig it up, wash it, and then grate it. So Henry first made his horseradish in a brick home his father built for the family in 1854. Henry actually helped.
An image of the,
oh, show me.
Image of the book. I'm not that old.
Henry helped his father make some of the bricks for the house that they lived in, which is kind of cool. Now, because preparing horseradish was hard work, Henry knew he could make money selling it to people who didn't want to bother making it themselves. He also knew that other merchants sold their horseradish in dark bottles, so they tried to cheat their customers by adding other things like leaves or wood pulp to the horseradish. Now, the dark glass bottles hid all those add-ins. So, and here's a bit of how is horseradish made? Well, the tradition of pickling foods. Horseradish is made from the root of a plant in the mustard family. It's sharp and bitter tasting, but once grated and pickled with salt and vinegar, horseradish root is used as a kind of relish with many other foods. Just one of the many vegetables that are pickled in the German tradition. And it's German tradition for the men to get pickled themselves on Oktoberfest. The word pickle comes from the Dutch pekel, or the Northern German pickle, meaning salt or brine, 2 important ingredients in the pickling process. Pickled cabbage is sauerkraut, and pickled cauliflower. Do you know what pickled cauliflower is? Have you ever heard that?
Kimchi.
I guess in maybe the
It's
other.
like a kimchi, no?
It's called chow chow. Have you ever heard that?
Chow chow's un vero, right?
You never see that. You see sauerkraut everywhere, but not chow chow.
I would love that.
And pickled cucumbers are, of course, just pickles. Well, Henry sold his horseradish in clear bottles, so he could show them that there was nothing in them. He proudly showed his customers. Yeah, only horseradish. So his experience selling horseradish taught Henry 2 important lessons. Some people were willing to pay for prepared foods rather than make it themselves, and they would pay a little more for higher quality ingredients. Henry was ready to provide both. Well, Potato, how do you like the story of H.J. Heinz so far? Boring. What do you mean? All right, there was one part where he picks potatoes. That's good. I love that. That was really nice. And then his name was really good. Where's the chops? Where's the ketchup? I'm like, Potato, I'm afraid it's going to be kind of a delayed gratification thing.
Oh, you know they're not good with that, honey.
I mean, it's a long book. This book is like 100 pages long. And so we're only up to page like 20. This is going to take a while.
Oh, Marie said, I like your outfit so much.
Why, thank you, Marie. A tip of the hat to you. So we will continue. Who was H.J. Heinz next week, and the week after that, and the week after that, excuse me, on the Dave's Gone By show.
Your tinfoil hat. Maybe she might like that too.
Hold on, let me just get this down here.
Now you look like a baked potato.
Let me just go to Mission Barbecue dressed like this.
They give you something free.
Yeah.
Free food out the door.
Oh. I should go to Ann Taylor Loft and say, are you buying? This is my design. This is the new... Yeah.
Maybe the best place you should go is Five Below.
Like the new spring fashion is here. I look like Tintin. Oh, anywho.
Oh, my Lord.
That, my friends, of course, was StoryTime on...
And you can see the corner of Potato's eyes, look.
Oh, yeah, he's just on the thing. StoryTime on Dave's Gone By.
Tell me a story, tell me a story, tell me a story, remember what you said. You promised me, you said you would, you gotta give in, so I'll be good. Tell me a story, then I'll go to bed.
Oh, yeah. Here on this Saturday, November 30th, 2024, you're watching the 969th episode of the Dave's Gone By Facebookio, Podcastio, Programmio of the stream.
Tell Potato you're being very frugal with the story.
Oh, very good. That's right. Now, Potato's just a little wary because every time a Potato sees tinfoil,
Well, he
gets
wear
nervous.
He can wear it. He's not going to be baked. There's no heat element.
Listen, let's see how he looks.
Oh, God.
I can only see through my back eyes. Oh, he looks cute. Look at this.
Oh.
He looks like a gnome in the garden.
He looks like a gnome.
There's no place like gnome. I made a joke funny. Yes, you did.
Potato, that was very funny. Good job.
So you're watching Dave's Gone By, and we still have a few things left to do in the show. For example, we've got our friends of the Daverhood coming up. We have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned. Oh my gosh. You know what I haven't done yet?
The word of the day?
Word of the day, our
What else?
Dave's Big Dictionary.
I just pinned Marie's comment so it stands there. I pinned it so it stays up top.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I think I did. I don't know.
So let's take a moment, because I did promise.
I don't think she likes this part though, honey.
Well, not during the phlegm. I don't have my old phlegm to do.
Oh, God.
I'm sparing you my phlegm, but...
What was the thing you used as a marker? Maybe you want to put the tinfoil over your foot.
Well, we're going to do this. We're going to use the button marker for my Dave's
your
Bunions, our Bunion watch. Because about 2 years ago, well over a year, I started showing the condition, the shape, the size, the texture of my bunions on the Dave's Gone By show. And so that's become a thing, and I want you to share in the wonder of my enormous, particularly on my right foot, my enormous bunion, which is why we do Bunion Watch.
She's Bunion, she really is a fun one, she's Bunion. Listen, doctor, to my plea, it's time for bunionectomy. Bunions, they're a pain in the feet. These feet of mine have got to go, please get these bunions off my toes. My alpha would always have my alpha.
So bunions And it's time for Bunion Watch, my friends. So what I do, first of all, is I show you the bunion, but I also measure. I forgot I have this new measuring implement, too.
Oh, yeah.
This actually looks like a bunion measuring
it looks like
implement.
something they would use to do surgery on your... Oh, that looks very sharp today. Whoa! Look at that perfect sizing.
Look at that. Look at it. It has the conditioning of my bunion. You can see here on my right foot. I'm going to hold that a little closer. So, behold, look. See? The measurement, I don't think it's gotten bigger. It seems like flat and white on top today. I'm not sure why that's happening.
It's like a cappuccino. Okay.
Oh, that is a serious right foot bunion.
It looks like a turkey from Thanksgiving.
Oh, let's take a look at my left foot.
David, I'm worried so much.
This is the bunion on my left foot. Here it is. So again, it's not very red at all. It's quite white. I'm going to hold it up to the camera a little bit more. There's my bunion from the other. I know we don't start from this side because it's harder to.
No, because, oh man, it's sharp today. Your feet are very veiny. What happened? What's that? Did you bruise your foot? Why is it?
No, I'm getting old, man.
Why is it all like thing there?
So there is my left foot bunion, which is significantly smaller than my right foot bunion. And neither bunion, thank God, is painful. Good. They're fine. It's just I like to share them with you to show you my bunions. Because that's the kind of thing that we do on Dave's Gone By. We waste our time with completely ridiculous but amazing nonsense here on the show. So, yeah, on this Saturday, November 30th, 2024, Bunion Watch! Oh my goodness. So we still do have some other stuff to do. Let me get my sock on because it's cold. Which includes Dave's Big Dictionary. This has to do with Merriam-Webster choosing a word of the day every day. And when we come here on Saturdays, we check the word of the day, and then I have to think of something to talk about regarding that word. Just extemporaneously try and be amusing, try and be funny, try and see whatever the word brings into my mind. So the word today from Dave's Big Dictionary and from Webster's is the word frugal. Frugal. So I'm going to remind you guys what it means and also talk about it for just a little bit here in the Daverhood. We do call this Dave's Big Dictionary. Extra, tell all about it. It's Dave's Big Dictionary. I mean, frugal is essentially the nice version of cheap. Frugal, you don't want to call someone a cheapskate. You don't want to call him a Scotsman or a Jew, or a miser or a, what do they call it? Whoops, we'll get that out of the way. And what's another?
Skinflint.
Yeah, and I'm going to pronounce this really carefully, a niggard. But no, we use the word frugal. Yeah. So it's kind of in a good.
It's like shabby sheep or frugal. It means somebody who's trying to save money. Like there was an interesting. I'll tell you this as an example.
Yeah, please.
So there's a guy. I don't know influencers, but there's a guy influencer who's supporting a woman influencer who says she has $20 and she goes into a dollar store and makes a Thanksgiving meal for $20.
Right.
She gets canned chicken. She gets mac and cheese. I don't know what the other stuff is, but maybe yams. But she makes a whole Thanksgiving dinner.
Well, you can probably buy around Thanksgiving they make turkeys cheap, so you can probably get 8. She doesn't have a turkey even.
No. She gets canned chicken. It's everything that's in a dollar store.
Yeah, she makes it yummy-ish.
Yeah, and she makes mac and cheese. I guess.
That's good.
And she makes different stuff. Yeah, I can look it up here.
Mac and Velveeta.
Frugal dollar store Thanksgiving dinner. TikTok goes viral. $20 Dollar Tree.
Yeah, Dollar Tree. Okay. Yeah, I mean you can make a side for whatever, and soup you can certainly do. But you can't get fresh vegetables or fruit at a dollar store.
It says the meal includes mac and cheese croquettes. Oh, she fried them. So she made mac and cheese balls and she fried it.
Yeah.
A best of Thanksgiving casserole, caramel apple chip cookie bars.
All right.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I think I'll stick with our friends and the meal that they made, but you know.
$20. I mean, that's.
Yeah,
good.
for how many people? How many did she serve?
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, sure, good for her. Absolutely good for her. Now, frugal is an adjective, of course. It means someone described frugal as careful about spending money or using things unnecessarily. Frugal can also describe something simple and plain in a way that reflects such carefulness with money and resources. For example, by being frugal and limiting unnecessary purchases, the family is able to stretch its monthly budget. And did you know, folks who are frugal tend to frown on the frivolous frittering away of the fruits of their labor. So it may surprise you to learn that frugal comes from the Latin word frux. Oh, sorry, frux.
Here she did.
Yeah.
This is what she bought. You can get extras to fancy it up.
Mm-hmm.
She got Swanson's chicken broth optional, Kraft ranch, Italian seasoned breadcrumbs,
That's good.
Kraft mac and cheese, turkey stuffing mix, Idaho mashed potato mix,
Yeah.
Pioneer roasted turkey gravy mix,
All right.
dried cranberries, French style green beans, 2 cans of turkey. I guess they have canned turkey.
Oh, it's canned turkey. Okay, that makes sense.
Milk, margarine, sugar cookie mix, Werther's chewy caramel candies, and apple pie filling.
Yeah, I guess you can make a tasty meal. You know. I still think you could probably buy turkey for $15 and then buy a bunch of other stuff and just deal with the turkey.
Yeah, but that's interesting.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Yeah.
So the Latin word frux means, among other things, fruit.
Oh.
Because, perhaps, of fruit's financial value, frux frugi, an adjective meaning deserving, sober, or thrifty, which finagled its way into late Latin in the form of frugalis, not given to excess, temperate, sober, and simple, finally through Middle French and finally English as the familiar frugal. Today it's things that reflect a fastidious dedication to foregoing they're so into this alliteration, it's annoying. A fastidious dedication to foregoing the fancy, as in, he insists on a frugal diet of fungi and fava beans. Frugal can also describe a person, usually with respect to money, but one can also be frugal with other things, such as words that start with the letter F,
What?
though we certainly haven't been in this paragraph. Yeah, no kidding. Okay.
I
So,
don't know what they're.
yeah, they're being a little playful there at Webster's. So, fill in the blanks to complete a synonym of frugal.
Oh, I like this.
Blank blank R, blank blank M, blank N, I, blank blank S.
I don't know, what is it?
Parsimonious, I'm sure.
Oh.
So, but anyway, that's frugal, what it means, courtesy of Webster's. And while I was going to talk about frugality, but we talked about that before, that my whole personality is based on fear of scarcity. I did suddenly remember from, must be 30 years ago now. Do you remember the Frugal Gourmet?
Yes.
Remember, there was this guy who was bald. He looked like my dad.
The Frugal Gourmet.
I think his name was Jeff Smith.
Jeff
He's dead.
Smith.
He's long dead.
That make the Frugal Gourmet one of the most popular cooking shows on television are in this best-selling cookbook, including a complete range of...
I shut it off.
Yeah, but here he is, Jeff. I think his name was Jeff Smith, the Frugal Gourmet, and
I bet
he was enjoyable.
He could have made that dollar store Thanksgiving for $12.50.
Well, considering he was doing this back in the 1980s,
Oh yeah.
he could buy 3 turkeys for $12.50 back then. So he was born in 1939, passed in 2004. I just remember that he was great. He was wonderful on TV. We all liked him. And then, like in 1997, 7 men filed a civil lawsuit against him, charging him with sexual abuse.
It was always like in terms
They were saying they were molested as teenagers by him.
he was not that frugal.
Yeah,
That's
he was doing something with cucumbers that he wasn't showing on camera. Yeah.
Graduated from Drew University. I don't know what that is. He was a minister, a Methodist minister.
Yeah, well, there you go, priests. So, yeah. So, let's just say he was busy eating something that he wasn't eating in the kitchen, if you know what I'm saying, and I think you don't. But I just thought of the Frugal Gourmet for the first time in ages. Used to watch him. Those were fun. And in terms of just being like, again, I mentioned before, I don't want to be cheap. I don't want to be stingy. I don't want to be like 70 years old and hoarding pennies. But at the same time,
Too late.
I don't believe in spending money you don't have to. No, well, if I can get something cheaper, why am I going to
But
pay
it's
more?
not true. Like, you could have done the faucet, but you hired a plumber. So sometimes you do.
I couldn't have done the
You could
faucet.
have done it if you learned.
Why didn't you do the faucet then?
I could have done the faucet.
Well, why didn't you? It was $700 damn to do a faucet and
Because it's
And
your
a
job.
sump pump.
It's your job.
no, I cannot do. I'm not a plumber. I can't do a faucet. So
You're the honey man.
we just got a brand new faucet from this put in. It looks really nice, but the faucet itself was $100. The labor was $300.
You gotta
Thank you.
become a plumber.
Yeah, really.
Maybe you like feces.
I
a lot.
love
You
feces.
You could wear your tinfoil hat. You got a whole profession.
All I would do is install disco toilets.
That'd be nice to be like, excuse me, yeah, we were really pleased with the service. They were polite, very neat. They cleaned up. But then after they left, our toilet bowl shone red.
Yeah. Or actually, what I would do, because I'm so fecally obsessed, I would come into people's houses and make sure that when they went to the bathroom, have their toilets actually explode with feces. It's like, I thought that's what you
But I
wanted.
don't think most people want that. I'm not 100% sure,
Yeah,
but I have the feeling that most people would not want that.
But I don't know. I don't feel it's sort of like what Donald Trump used to say about taxes and hiding his money and so forth. It's like it wasn't just like only the little people pay taxes. It's like if my lawyer can figure out a way legally for me to pay fewer taxes or no taxes, why am I going to pay taxes? Would you? If you had a decent lawyer who could or a tax accountant or attorney and go and move some numbers legally, so that instead of paying whatever 8% of your income in annual income taxes, you paid only 2%. You wouldn't do this? Of course. So I'm not going to spend money on.
Put on your tinfoil hat and calm the heck down.
I am calm. I'm calm. But I'm just saying, if I can get a bargain, I will get a bargain, and I'll wait for a bargain. That's the other thing I'll do. I'll be like, okay, I can be patient-ish. I can try. I'm not a patient person by any stretch of the imagination, but I can try and be patient and say, I will deprive myself a while longer for something if I know Black Friday is coming. Frugal is perfect word for Black Friday. And wait. And we don't need it. It's not an urgent thing, but we want it. Let's just see. Maybe we can get it 20% off, and do so.
Yeah, let's do that.
So that's what I.
So we won't get your Black Plate special. We'll wait until we can. We'll just go to let's go to some really bad restaurant and get you one for cheaper.
Well, actually, you know me. I also like to try different things. So if there's a hole in the wall restaurant, like that coffee shop you were talking about before,
Oh yeah.
the low rent coffee, I'm like, you know what a low rent coffee shop sells? Coffee. They'll sell you a cup of coffee, except they'll charge $2 for it instead of $4.50. I'll try that.
Honey.
I'm just saying. Well, the word of the day is frugal. So I'm talking about frugality and the way I am. It's nothing I've been able to change. I don't think I would be different at this point, or even if I came into a fortune in my 30s. If I became a famous film director or an in-demand actor and could command like a $250,000 salary on everything that I did, I still think I would go into a supermarket and these will be on sale next week. I think that's just really ingrained in me, in who I am, in the way I am. So just how it is. Because also there's the fear of getting old. And when you're old and not having any income or not working and not, et cetera and so forth, suddenly you're living off what you tried to save. And you're cashing in your IRAs and you're cashing in your retirement plans. And I was like, well, what do I have to live on? I've said this before. Oh my God, the $3 I spent 40 years ago on something, I could sure use that $3 now to pay my nurse to wipe my bum and give me an enema, right? I don't know. It's just who I am. I am a frugal, borderline miserly, but really more just frugal, careful soul. And it's the way I behave mostly in my life, not in terms of even money. It's one of the reasons I don't drink. It's one of the reasons I've never tried any kind of drug stronger than like an antihistamine, right, from when I've had a cold. And there's sort of why I've never skied or snowboarded or zip lined. It's this thing of like, well, I could have a really fun moment, but accidentally break my leg and leave me with a permanent scar. I think I'm gonna just not. So it's deprived me of a lot of experiences in my life. Like, one time I didn't go to, what was it, Croatia? I was invited to Croatia for like a theater conference. And I didn't go because there were still landmines there from when there was a war in Croatia like 5 years earlier. Like, possibly my stepping on a landmine was so minimal, right? Although now we're selling landmines to Ukraine to put in Russia. So that's kind of interesting. But, and yet I was like, I didn't go to I've never seen Croatia to this day. I probably now never will see. But not that it's up on my big list of, maybe for our honeymoon or our 40th anniversary, we'll go to Croatia, which I'm sure would be wonderful, actually. But still, I regret it. My life is full of regret. They say that you don't regret the things you did, you regret the things you didn't do, which isn't true either. I regret that I fell off my bicycle and bashed my face in one. I do regret that. There are other things I absolutely regret, but you do on some level kind of look back wistfully and go, why did I think I couldn't do this? Or when money was tight, we didn't do that, or when I just felt a little nervous about something, I didn't make the leap. Well, that's just me, because I'm a frugal soul. Certainly not a gourmet, although when it comes to prime rib, we'll see later. Anyway, that is Dave's Big Dictionary here on this November 30th episode of the Dave's Gone By Show with me, Dave Lefkowitz, my wonderful and adorable wife. Pooh is here. Potatoes are here. These are special potatoes that don't really exist, even though we found them in Target. And then potatoes here. Chickens are here. Oh, we're all out for the holiday. And we still have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned to do on this episode of the show. But before we get to that, sorry, louder. Oh, thank you, yes. So, most of this show, I use the occasional dirty word or something, or I make a naughty joke. But for the most part, we keep Dave's Gone By relatively clean up until we get to the Colorado Limerick of the Damned. And that's when we get filthy and disgusting and horrible, because limericks are supposed to be off-color and raunchy and cute. They're 5-line poems that build to a cute or sick or tasteless line at the end of them. And I've been doing these for years now, based on different places in Colorado. We call these Colorado Limericks of the Damned. So I've done more than 300 of them by now, about places like Vail and, where have we? Baxter was a recent place in Colorado. Places you've never heard of that were ghost towns or still exist in Colorado, but nobody's heard of them. If I can make a poem about it, I will. Greeley, I don't know if I ever got one done about Evans. That's kind of tough. But Longmont, I probably did something for Longmont. I don't even know. But today we go to Blue River, Colorado. Blue River, Colorado. This is a real place, and I have a poem, a brand new, freshly written poem about Blue River, Colorado, our Colorado Limerick of the Damned.
You're the poetry man. A limerick is a comic verse of 5 lines, in which lines 1, 2, and 5 will end with words that rhyme. And likewise, verses 3 and 4 also end with words that rhyme. So this is a limerick. Rocky Mountain, Colorado, Colorado, Colorado.
Yes, our Colorado Limerick of the Damned. Actually, I was going to do Friends of the Daverhood, and I just had a brain fart, so I'll save that for the end of the show. But Blue River, Colorado. Now, Blue River it's not a ghost town, it's a town of 877 people it's only 5 miles from Breckenridge. So it's essentially a feeder for Breckenridge where tons of rich people go to ski and do all sorts of winter activities. You can do a lot of stuff in Blue River too, but essentially it's sort of like an outskirt town. If you want to pay hotel bills in Breckenridge, you come to Blue River. It is part of the Blue River Valley in central Colorado, and the Blue River itself runs 65 miles across the way there. In Blue River itself, they've got fishing, hiking, golf, bicycling, dirt biking, and this is what they say on their website. Like so much of Colorado, you get 300 days of sunshine. But in Blue River, because of the elevation and everything else, you also get 300 inches of snow, which, if you think about, we'll maybe get 1.5 feet total in Maryland for the season, for the winter, or maybe 2 feet if it's a rough winter here. Imagine 300 inches of snow in Blue River, Colorado. So, and residents, by the way, in the nicer weather, residents are advised to have bear-resistant trash cans. So we know they have flora and fauna and wildlife, and probably chickens running around too, and potatoes to dig up. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado or don't, we do have our rather dirty Colorado Limerick of the damned. I'm sick of this girl in Blue River, 'cause she's just an Indian giver. She tells me she'll spread, but holds back instead. These roofies will make her deliver. Yes, please send your comments. I should say this 8-year-old girl. No, but please send your complaint letters to davesgoneby@aol.com, davesgoneby@aol.com, or you can message me right here on this Facebook page to compliment or comment or complain about all the things I do on this program, including our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, including our StoryTime and our Dave's Big Dictionary and our Greeley Times and our Bunion Watch, and some of the things that we do on other episodes that we didn't do today, like My Old Phlegm and what are the Wretched Puns of Destiny. We haven't done one of those in a while. And of course our interviews too. Now, speaking of our interviews, even though we didn't have a guest today, we often do. And we often have great, interesting, sometimes famous, wonderful guests joining us on the program. So one of the things we do is once they've been here, we consider them friends or family of the program. And therefore, we let you know what they're doing, because it's an honor for us to have them on the show and then to tell you, oh, they were in some off-Broadway show when they were on the program 7 years ago. Now they're doing this off-Broadway show. Or this musician just released a new album, all that kind of thing. It's kind of keeping track of and tabs on our friends of the Daverhood. So among the friends of the Daverhood, people who've been on this program and are now on to other things, musician Amy Mann is appearing with Ted Leo, and they're doing a show together at City Winery in New York. They're doing one tonight and then one tomorrow as well. That's Amy Mann with Ted Leo at City Winery in New York. And then, oh boy, it's time for noise, because we have... Ladies and gentlemen, it is an Austin Pendleton alert. Austin Pendleton is co-directing a revival of his play Orson's Shadow, and that is happening at Theater for the New City off-Broadway, and it's closing this weekend. So you have just today and tomorrow, probably 3 performances to see Orson's Shadow. And David Yazbek, the brilliant Broadway composer, and they're trying at the moment. He had a big off-Broadway hit this past year with a musical called Dead Outlaw, and they're really looking for a Broadway theater to bring it to. While that's happening, he's got his band together, and they're doing Dead Outlaw as a song cycle at 54 Below. That is happening on Monday night. So if you want to see David Yazbek performing his own songs that will absolutely, I'm sure, be on Broadway this coming year, go see him do the Dead Outlaw score at 54 Below. And then on Wednesday, K.T. Sullivan is in concert as part of the Urban Stage's Winter Rhythms Festival. We're going to hear a lot about that. So that is this Wednesday night. And then Thursday, talk about a mazel tov. Okay. There's a play off-Broadway called Perfect Crime. It has been running and running and running since the late 1980s.
Oh, yeah. Nobody gives away the ending, right?
Oh, well, no, you can't say it. It's a murder mystery. And it's moved a couple of places, but it's basically stayed in Midtown. Perfect Crime, well, when Perfect Crime opened, back I think it was in 1987, one of the people starring in the show was a woman named Catherine Russell. Catherine Russell has been starring in the show since then.
It's wonderful.
And I think in all the years it's been running, she might have missed like 3 performances. Wow. One of which was she had to attend a wedding somewhere. Catherine Russell is still in Perfect Crime. Check this out. On Thursday, December 5th, Perfect Crime celebrates its 15,000th performance.
What?
15,000 performances.
That's crazy.
How many? Look. I mean, Phantom of the Opera, I think, closed, right? Phantom closed. How many Broadway performances? Because it was the longest running show on Broadway. Did Phantom of the Opera have? And the answer was Phantom had only 13,981 performances before it closed. So Perfect Crime has outshot Phantom of the Opera by more than 1,000 performances. And then I want to see the original Fantastics ran 42 years and did 17,000 performances. So that is still the original run of the Fantastics is still the champion. But Perfect Crime has to be second. And again, the most astonishing thing is, the Fantastics ran through tons of El Gallos and Luisas and boys and fathers and things, just year after year after year. It was a training ground for actors from Jerry Orbach on and down. And certainly there was one woman in Phantom of the Opera who played Madame Geary for like 25 years or something. Everybody else, zillions of different phantoms and black phantoms and this and that, Raoul and this Christine. Perfect Crime, Catherine Russell. They're going to hit their 15,000th performance, and for her it's going to be 14,996 or something like that. It's really staggering. So anyway, congratulations to her for that milestone, and it happens on Thursday off Broadway. Where's it running? It's running. Oh, I didn't write that down, but it's right in Midtown. I think she even owns the theater now or something like that. Anyway, other friends of the Daverhood. Leah Forster is in That's Yentertainment. That is at Theater for... Oh, come on. She was great. She was just on the show 2 weeks ago. Leah Forster, see it at Theater for the New City. It is running now through the middle of December. Ken Ludwig, the wonderful playwright, he's adapted Agatha Christie's Death on the Nile, and that's playing in Washington, D.C. at Arena Stage now through the end of December. Julie Halston is in Our Town on Broadway at the Barrymore Theater. Alan Menken wrote the music for Aladdin, which you can see at the New Amsterdam Theater. He also wrote the music for Little Shop of Horrors, which is at the West Side Theater off Broadway. We mentioned K.T. Sullivan at Urban Stages on Wednesday. Well, the day before, she does her usual gig at the Algonquin over on West 44th Street. That's Tuesday evenings with K.T. Sullivan. Vince Giordano and the Nighthawks, they do 2 shows Monday nights at Birdland. Jim Caruso's Cast Party every Monday night at Birdland. Get your tickets at birdlandjazz.com. Michael Garin, he plays piano at the Roxy Hotel Tuesdays through Saturdays. And remember, if you go to Michael Garin's Facebook page, he streams it so you can have cocktail music in the background of your
Oh,
home.
that's so cool.
I think brilliant idea.
It is-
And then
that is brilliant.
our beloved Evan Seplow, he edits the New York nightlife publication StageBuddy.com. David Sheward writes for CulturalDaily.com, TheaterLife.com, and of course, TotalTheater.com. Vicky Quaggy does Late Night Catechism and Are You Smarter Than Your 8th Grade Nun? And I'm sure she's going to do Christmas bingo now.
I'm sure I can look up, but I know she switches it. Yeah, probably after Thanksgiving.
But this is in Chicago, in Chicagoland area.
I'll see what's playing. Hold on.
Yeah, so see what they're doing. It's at the
What
greenhouse.
is Vicky Quaddy doing at Nuns for Fun? Let's see what she's got.
What shows is Vicky Quaggy up to at the moment?
I'm looking. She has Nuns for Fun on Facebook too. I didn't see.
Oh, clever.
She's doing Holy Ghost bingo.
Oh,
Goblins.
yeah. Is that still even after after Halloween?
I don't know. That's weird. She posted a while ago. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Probably she's gonna update it.
Yeah. But we love Vicky Quaggy. We just haven't had her or David much.
Oh, that's funny. It says laugh your sins off. That's funny, Vicky. Let's see. Buy tickets now. Okay, let me do that.
Yeah. What are they selling? What's
Let's
up?
do November 30th.
Or December? Yeah.
No, I'm doing November 30th. Click here. Okay, she's doing Bible bingo, late night catechism. Are you smarter than your 8th grade nun? Holy Ghost bingo, Christmas bingo, saints and sinners.
All of them. My
I
God.
know these. I guess are all the ones you could do. Let's see
Yeah.
Christmas bingo.
Because I'll bet you Christmas bingo is starting up now.
I'm just going back to the page. I can't think of it.
It's okay. Just look for Nuns for Fun online, especially if you're in the Chicagoland area, and watch and enjoy some of the shows co-written, co-created by Vicky Quaggy, or sometimes she's still in them. So check it out. Yeah. So also we've got Leslie Hoban Blake and Charlie Gross co-hosting the theater review show Two on the Aisle. You can watch episodes and segments of episodes on YouTube and also on Manhattan Neighborhood Network. Shout out to Dr. Demento and drdemento.com. And who else? I think that about does it for the Friends of the Daverhood. Yes. Oh, wow. We literally went from Beethoven to Madder Rose.
Wow.
So let's get some Brahms on there. So, it is 5 minutes to noon Eastern Time
That's great.
here in the Daverhood.
How did you do it so long without having a guest?
How did I do it so long without having a pee? That's what I want to know.
David, oh my God. You know what? You can put on your tinfoil hat. It'll help you.
No, what I need, I need to use this box in a moment. I'll put on the tinfoil hat because we got to end the show. Got to thank everybody for watching on this Saturday, November 30th, 2024, the day after Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. So, excuse me, there we go. So, yeah, I hope you appreciated the show. I hope you get in touch. Dave's Gone By at AOL.com. And plus, check the archival website, davesgoneby.com, as well as our channel on archive.org, as well as this Facebook page, because you can scroll back for older shows, as well as castbox.fm for our audio shows, as well as davelefkowitz.org for my writing. So yeah, lots and lots of ways to have some Dave in your life, even when you're not here with us live on Saturday mornings from 9 until noon or thereabouts. So let me pull down these two numbers. Oh, we changed the middle number
Wait.
next. Because next Saturday, good Lord willing and the creek don't rise, we will be here for the 970th. 970. Oh, you know, it's a shame we're not back in Colorado. Because we could do like 970, which was the area code we used to have.
You could still do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll fly out to Colorado for next episode. semester will be almost over, so why not? But yeah, it'll be the 970 episode of the Dave's Gone By show. So yeah, tune in. I don't know if we'll have a guest. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. But we will have, oh gosh, we certainly will have more of the H.J. Heinz book. Oh, damn straight you will. Well, Potato, can you read? Let me. Sure, I can read. Give me. Okay, Potato. So yeah, can you pick up the book?
Potato, David, don't. David, no.
No, yeah.
He can look at pictures. He's good at picture books. You have to draw him a picture.
Let's see. I have a pen here. I'm going to draw you a picture of. He'll love this. Here is. See if I can do it kind of cylindrical.
Just show him this, David. This will distract him. Here. Show him this, honey.
Oh.
It'll distract
He
him.
doesn't like ice cream.
He loves ice cream. See, it placates him. Give him a new song. See, look, he's happy now.
Oh, he is happy, yeah.
See, he was,
Whee!
You like that, Potato? Honey, you might want to stop that or he's not.
Yeah, he's gonna, no. Plus, I can do this for him. Hold on. Here you go, Potato. Here it is.
Just stop the ice cream, please.
I can't. It won't
Just
stop.
Just touch it.
Yeah. It has to. The song has to play out.
He said Dr. Tago. That's what your words said, Doctor. Who said Dr. Tago?
That sounds. Doctor. What is that?
Potato.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Tago is probably potato.
Anyway, love you, hon. Love you, Potato. Love all of you at home watching. Shout out, by the way, happy Thanksgiving to my mom, to my in-laws, to my cousins, to my friends. Thank you again to our wonderful friends out in Washington, D.C. for giving us a delightful and food-filled...
We're in Bethesda.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, our friends in Bethesda, which is really southern Maryland, I guess. South-ish Maryland. Borderline D.C. But yeah, they're wonderful people, and we really, really appreciate and got to see their kids, which we haven't in a while.
Grew up.
So, yeah. Anyway, hope that you had a fine holiday, or if you didn't, if you were fighting with your family, or politics came up, or something happened, well, you still got 2 days of the 4-day weekend. So make the best of it. It's Saturday. It's cold, but it's beautiful here in Maryland, or wherever you are. I hope it's nice. Go have fun, do something. And you're coming up on Cyber Monday, so go ahead. Don't be frugal. Splurge on something. Not too much. Don't go crazy. Splurge reasonably. Splurge in a parsimonious fashion on something that you really want. And we'll see you next Saturday in the Daverhood.
Days gone by, days gone by, days gone by.
All right, when they come for the Jews, I'm ready.
I'm in Belarus.